Okay. I'm doing kind on both of these because I am bad at video games. But here we go. Oh, my camera gets so dark. I need a light or something back here. Okay. So I've played the prologue already a while ago. I haven't played chapter 1. And I am going to play the prologue just real quick to get back into the swing of these characters, refresh myself on the plot, and then get to that chapter 1 playthrough that I haven't seen anything about yet. I haven't actually gotten any spoilers yet, so I'm very excited. Life has no real meaning. We exist but just by chance, born to a planet that didn't want us to begin with. It's up to the best of us, humanity. There were commas there in my head, to give the world a purpose. People like me. Those who shine brighter than the others, who have an influence on our greater society. Ultimates. We're known as Ultimates, by the way. Ultimate. James Ultimates. Ultimate titles are awarded to exceptionally talented high school and college students. Doctors who can cure the incurable. Engineers who build machines to improve millions of lives. The most influential politicians, the most creative architects. These are the people who deserve lifelong recognition, who define what it means to be a true ultimate.
Am the ultimate debater.
Yeah, you are. Let me turn you up a bit, actually. Okay, I think once I get into the game, or maybe now, actually. Maybe I can even do it now. Let me check.
A prodigy among prodigies. Someone who simply can't be outmatched.
Once I get into the game, I'll see if I can actually audio balance it a little better.
I hold on to my title dearly, because it defines me. It's who I am. It's what gives me my purpose.
Yes, Queen.
Among a sea of mediocrity, I am a shining example of talent. And now, there's a school worthy of me.
There's a school worthy of me. To Mr. Damon Maitsu, the ultimate debater, congratulations! For your contributions as an ultimate, we cordially invite you to attend Eden's Garden Academy, a specialized college for academic-based talents. At our unique academy, you will not only develop a tighter grasp on your respective skill set, but you and the other ultimate students who received this invitation will gain an ever-important proficiency at leadership, communication, and persuasion. In an age where anyone can be called ultimate, we hope you will join us and assume your rightful place as the true face of talent. Please keep the contents of this invitation, as well as the attached registration materials, strictly confidential. The integrity of our program is built on the foundation of privacy. Eden's Garden Academy, an ultimate academy for true ultimates. It was built in partnership with the Ultimate Talent Program, a government institution that has awarded ultimate titles to people for almost the last century. You don't apply for the UTP's schools. They scout for their students, which is how I found myself receiving a letter from Eden's Garden Academy. It looks to be an amazing school. Immaculate even. Immaculate architecture, incredible workshops, and access to resources beyond anything I've ever seen. I just ate lunch, I needed to burp. Everything about the school is perfect. It's truly worthy of being called ultimate. In my 18 years of living, I've accomplished more than most people could even dream of by debating. Wow, what's up, Amelia James? Thanks for the follow. Within this random and chaotic existence, it feels like I was destined to be great. After what seemed like hours of waiting, the train arrived before me. It wasn't as nice looking as I expected, at least not for a school of this caliber. Thanks, Amelia. Are you a voice actor too? With luggage in one hand and a pamphlet in the other, I boarded the train. I think I missed a line of dialogue, but that's okay. This is the start of my new life. The start of an even greater career. For the first time in my life, I'll finally be among people as great as me.
Huh?
Huh? They're all a bunch of clowns.
Look! Someone else is here.
Huh?
someone else?
Hey, hey! Welcome to the Eden's Club!
Hi, hi!
Well,
got a great
it's
voice.
more accurate to say Eden's Garden Academy's Club, but Eden's Club just has more of a ring to it, don't you think?
I do think, yeah. In front of me, spread out across the train's carriage, was a group of strange-looking people. A girl with pink hair, some guy in a wolf costume, one guy in a weird beanie staring intensely at me. What the hell? Are these creepy people really attending the same academy as me? Apathetic to my situation, the train continued from its halt. Looks like I'm stuck here for now. I guess I should find somewhere to sit.
Hey, you! New guy!
Sup?
Over here!
Hello? Can you hear me? I seem to have caught the attention of one of the other passengers.
What now?
What do you want?
What if...
Cool. So, I was wondering something. Whatever it is, I'm sure you can ask an employee. I'm honestly not in the mood. You're so nice, Damon. Sure. Frowning and dropping his head, he walked away.
Howdy.
Howdy. Excuse me, but you don't happen to know when the final stop is, do you? A girl's voice suddenly chimed in from behind me. Jeez, can people just leave me alone for 5 minutes? Not a clue, but you can try looking for... Oh! A woman! The words got caught in my throat when I turned to look at her. This woman had to be twice my size! Is something wrong? Don't fret it, darling. I'll just see who else is around then, yep. With a small wave, she walked away. The people here just keep getting weirder and weirder. I really hope none of them are in my class. Not wanting to be bothered any further, I quickly found myself a seat by the window. Plugged in my MP3. This situation was nothing like I expected, but at least the view from the train was nice. Mountains framed by a deep blue sky. Crystal clear rivers that sparkled like jewels in the sunlight. It couldn't be a more radical departure from home. Scenery continued to pass, time flying by with it. Oh, excuse me, there it is. That it is. The chatter from the others on the train eventually softened, leaving just me and the rolling mountains. Nearby, a woman in professional attire turned her nose up to the air and started sniffing. After a moment, the expression on her face turned stone cold serious.
Something is wrong.
The air doesn't smell right.
Oi!
Oi! Huh? Yeah.
Whack!
Hey, I smell something too. Oh, whack!
Excuse me.
Could you describe it?
Hmm.
Kinda chemical-y, I guess. It's almost like it's coming from
What about...
that bag over there. She pointed to a travel bag at the opposite end of the car.
Well, shoot.
Oh, shoot! You mean this one right next to me?
Let me think.
Let me think. I don't smell anything funky. Well, that's probably because of the helmet.
Pardon me.
Pardon me, is that your bag?
Not a chance.
Not a chance! Nope, I was already here when I got on the train. It was.
Weird.
Weird. There's no name tag or anything. Huh, I guess that's pretty weird. After inspecting the outside of the bag, he began fiddling with its lock.
Great!
Cool, you got it open. That wasn't the lock.
Huh?
Eh? Are you okay? Yeah, bro. I'm all good. I just feel kinda... Me, if you know what I mean. Christ almighty! Shit. Did he just pass out? Stop looking at me like that, guy. From the same end of the car, the guy who had been staring at me earlier. I'm not feeling so good either.
Hang on.
What did you say?
Good night. What the?
Huh, people are dropping like flies.
Holy! Oh, crap! Someone get help!
For real?
Let me try to alert the conductor or whatever.
She ran over to the door that connected to the adjacent car.
Oh, crud.
It's not opening. Why isn't it opening?
Stand back.
I wanna try my hand at it. Can you step aside for a sec? He yanked at the door, but
Bad news.
bad news. Damn, the car is locked up as tight as a prison.
Come off the grass.
Come off the grass, huh? But I left to take a piss like an hour ago.
Nah, let me try something else. The big man rolled his shoulders and threw himself against the door with all his might. All might! He groaned and stepped back, revealing he hadn't even left a mark on the door.
What? I did nothing? Ah! There's another boy who's falling. I got too. Ah!
Damn it.
Shit. Maybe it's gotta do something with that bag The air around me had grown thick with a strange, pungent smell. I could taste it. Feel it sting my eyes. Oh god, no, don't. As a futile plea left my lips, I felt my strength trail away with it. My lips trailed away. The world flickered around me, and then there was nothing.
Come off the grass.
Beep, 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 beep. Here we go. Burr. What is that humming noise? It sounded almost like an air conditioner. But if it's an aircon, why am I so warm? Me too, man. My air conditioner's not on. Also, can you hear the thunder? I weakly opened my eyes. I gently opened the door. Above me was a concrete ceiling. A concrete ceiling? My body's so heavy, but I had to get on my feet. I had to see where I was. The thunder took my burp. Huh? It's a girl! Could it be that she's... No, she's still breathing. So she's asleep, just like I was. Kneeling down to her level, I reached out my hand to shake her. Hey, can you hear me? No response. Bringing my face closer to hers, I repeated the question. Can I kiss you? Hey, can you hear me? Why isn't she waking up? Damn it, do I actually have to kiss her on the... Holy! Her eyes snapped open, causing me to jump back.
Hello.
Hello, I was just testing you.
Huh?
Testing me?
To see what you would do. It's not every day you find a body on the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
What if I...
That's...
So you were awake the whole time? Am I not able to open a menu still?
Correct.
I woke up before you, yes.
And she just let me sleep?
Anyways.
How kind of her, she knew I was sleepy. How long was I out for?
Not sure.
I don't know. I didn't wake up that long ago. When I first came to, I was also startled to see a stranger.
I'm really tiny. Hello! Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
One can never know if they're in the presence of a friend or a foe. Which is why I needed to see for myself how much I could trust you.
By lying on the floor and making herself vulnerable? Jesus, she makes no sense. As an excuse to break off the conversation, I started to look around the room. It was definitely some kind of boiler room, but there didn't seem to be a light switch anywhere. The only light came from a vent set far back in the room. Looking at my close surroundings, actually, if I'm looking this way, I can kind of be wherever I want, right? I keep skipping dialogue, I think. The lower floor was mildly flooded. I'd say the water reached a little above my ankles. It was a place that had clearly been abandoned for a long time. Even with all the strange things around me, my gaze kept returning to this girl. There's something about her that seemed almost familiar. Ah! She's my husband! Wait, that's it! She was on the train I boarded. Hey, we've met before.
On that train?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Things turned upside down not long after you arrived. A strange smell started to come from that travel bag, and then everything turned black. You bring a strange smell about you.
Right. Just what the hell was that?
Listen to me.
I think it was a chemical agent. The bag must have been equipped with a gas bomb or something. Someone clearly wanted to knock us out.
Sounds like she's been thinking hard about it. Maybe that's why it took her so long to wake me up.
I see.
Sure, I was thinking the same. But whose bag was it? Why did they want to knock us out? And why aren't we on the train anymore? Where are we?
Look at this.
Considering our surroundings, some sort of boiler room.
As she raised a hand to push up her glasses, something large and metallic on her wrist caught my eye. It looked vaguely like a watch. Hey, what's that on your hand?
You tell me. It appears that you have one as well.
Huh?
Huh? At those words, I looked down at my hand. What the? Sure enough, I was wearing the same device. It had been fitted tightly around my wrist, but it felt like I was wearing nothing at all. Hey, I'm not wearing this! As I grabbed a hold of the device and pulled, a tiny surge of electricity ran through my wrist.
How humiliating.
Oh, sorry, I should have warned you. You try to get off, it shocks you.
Thanks for the heads up. Shit, what's going on here? Why am I wearing this weird shock collar thing on my collar, on my wrist? Who put this on me?
You can touch the screen, though.
Eh?
See, like this.
She tapped the face of the device. It slowly lit up and displayed a holographic image. Oh, so like a watch.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. A watch that has holograms. What kind of watches do you wear? Mm-hmm. It's just a projecting a blank screen for some reason.
So,
Either way, it seems we're stuck with this device for the time being.
moving on.
While you're standing there, the least you can do is give me your name. We didn't have much of a meeting on the train, anyway.
Damon Maitsu, ultimate debater. I'm a student at Eden's Garden Academy.
Interesting.
How interesting.
What is?
Thank you for telling me more than I asked for.
As for myself, you may call me Eva Tsunaka.
Eva Tsunaka. It's nice to meet you.
I'm sure it is. Nice. The pain from the shock was finally subsiding. It's all a good time as any to be a better grasp of this room. Maybe there's something in here. That can explain the flooding. Water, man. Welcome to Project Eden's Garden! A lot has happened already, and I'm sure you're eager to investigate. But there are some things you should get acquainted with first. To access the trinket or... Nice. Okay, let me access that. Let me pan around the room. There's a flipping camera, eh? Staring at me from the corner of the room was an expensive-looking security camera. Had this been recently installed? It sure seemed better than it would have been effective.
You notice that camera, too?
Yeah, it's really out of place.
You think someone is watching us through it?
It doesn't look like it turned on, so I doubt it. It does look like it. What? It had a light on.
I see. Perhaps that's for the best.
What do you mean?
If someone's watching us, it's possible they are the same person who put these wrist straps on us.
She makes a decent point. What's up, Eva? Yeah, I agree.
What is it?
Nothing. Great talk. Boxes. Light bulbs, duct tape, a bunch of screws. Nope, there's nothing in here but junk. Generator. There's a generator under the vent. Is this what's making that mechanical noise? Seeing it under the water puts me a bit on edge. I was thinking of checking out the window above it, but now I'm not so sure. That seemed to be it. The room's too run down for me to investigate anything else. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Eva approach the pile of boxes and fish out a light bulb. Then without hesitation, plop. She clucked it and chucked it into the water.
Huh?
What are you doing? All of a sudden, she jumped off the platform we were standing on and into the water.
hell?
Oh, seriously, what the hell are you doing?
Can't you see?
Exploring. I love swimming. You're not
Worried about the generator?
Look,
Look at the light bulb I threw into the water. Notice how it isn't flashing? That means the water isn't conductive.
Fair enough, I guess she's not worried about getting her shoes wet either. Okay, just give me a sec. I took off my socks and shoes and quickly rolled up my pants, trying to hide my discomfort behind a cool face that ascended the stairs into the murky water. The mechanical noise was even louder now. It sounded like it was coming from the direction of the
I
vent.
see.
Yep, it definitely must be the generator.
Damn.
We're lucky the water isn't conductive, though the exposed wire would be bad news otherwise.
interesting.
For such a small generator, it seems like it would buy. Sounds like it would buy. It sounds like it's running a lot of power. It's surprising how this noise alone wasn't enough to wake us up.
Whatever knocked us out on the train must have been pretty strong. Anyway, that explained the whirring noise. I wonder where all the power is going to. High up on the wall was a vent. What could be on the other side?
Do you want to look through that?
Yeah, I do.
Listen to me.
All right, I have an idea, but it'll take some physical effort,
Like what?
Well,
like getting on my shoulders.
Seriously?
I'm not doing that.
If you get on my shoulders, it will give you a boost, and you can look through the window.
Fair, but shouldn't I be the one giving you a boost?
I don't think you can handle it.
Saying that, she stooped in front of the generator in motion for me to come over.
I'm talking.
Make sure to tuck your feet behind my back.
I waded over to Ava and awkwardly positioned myself on her shoulders.
Are you sure you can do this?
CG.
I'm fine. Just look through the window already.
All right.
Well, do you see anything? You're heavy.
Yeah, another vent and a room just beyond it. I can't see what's inside the room, though. Both these vents are in the way. Taking a closer look at the boiler room vent, I noticed there were hinges bolted to the upper corners. Does this mean the vent can be opened? Wrapping my fingers around the grate in front of me, I pulled as hard as I could. Hey, I got it open!
Can you see better now?
Although the second vent still obstructed a lot of the room, I was able to make out the legs of tables and chairs. They were pretty fancy looking. It's the floor of some fancy room. We must be in a building with multiple levels. Weird that this vent opens into another room instead of outside. Just beyond the chairs in the very corner of the room, there was something peeking out. A person's legs! I felt my chest tighten. What? I felt my chest tighten. Is he also passed out? Hello? Can you hear me? No response. Damn it, there's gotta be a way inside this room. Eva, can you let me down? Hey, put me down.
There's someone in there.
I think it's a guy. He's lying on the floor and I'm pretty sure he's passed out. He might know something we don't. If we're not there when he wakes up, we might lose him.
So,
The room's on the level above ours, you said. Right, which means there must be a stairs somewhere.
Focus.
I have to find them. To leave an area, press the R key. You got it. Let's leave the area. As soon as I was out of the water, I threw on my socks and shoes and ran straight to the door. My socks and shoes are now soggy because my feet were still wet. Upon leaving the room, I was greeted with an equally derelict hallway. The walls and floor were old, matted color with nothing else to them. No wall decor, no windows, no life whatsoever. However, there was one thing that stood out. At the very end of the hallway where the corridor took a sharp turn was what looked to be sunlight hitting the wall. Does that mean there's an exit right around
hang
the corner?
on.
Don't go running off without me.
Ah!
I've already inspected the rooms in this hallway, so you can just ignore them. When did you do
You
that?
see,
While you were asleep. You weren't waking up despite my best efforts, so I decided to investigate on my own.
Hang on, your best efforts?
so
Poking you in the face, dragging you by the feet, I even brattle carried you at one point.
Not sure I can believe
listen to me.
Anyway, I haven't checked what's upstairs. I didn't walk too far from where you were lying.
Come again?
You didn't think to get help?
No,
You were obviously breathing.
Really?
That doesn't answer the question.
You only started to wake up after I returned from my search.
How does that get in the way of finding help? Unless she didn't want to leave me here alone? I can't figure her out at all.
moving on.
This floor didn't turn up anything useful, by the way. The rooms were just a bunch of storage closets, completely dilapidated, filled with random stuff.
That's...
That was the case for every room?
It's the truth.
If you don't believe me, you can check for yourself.
As my great-grandmother's brother's friend's motivational calendar once said, you can't progress if you don't have the will to move. Please use the WASD keys. Okay. Whoa. That's better. Yeah, I remember playing this prologue earlier that there actually is nothing in those rooms, so I'm just gonna move on. Save some time. The upper floors were in better condition. Water stains covered some part of the walls and ceiling, but I could only guess that a pipe had broken and started leaking. There didn't seem to be any mold at the very least.
So,
The room with the unconscious man should be above and adjacent to that boiler room. That means it must be on the other side of the hallway, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, given we walked away from the boiler room to get here.
Alright, let's investigate.
Shall investigate. This way, right? This must be the room. Taking a deep breath, I pushed open the large doors. Wow, this is a pretty stylish looking place. It's a lot better maintained than the rest of the building. Okay, the vent should probably
Oi!
be...
Hiya!
Huh?
Huh? Before I had a chance to react, the woman drove her fist directly into the side of my head. Ah!
Who the hell are you?
What the... Who the hell are you?
Damn it.
Shit! Why did you just hit me?
I'm not gonna embrace a stranger with open fucking arms. You could have been a murderer.
So your instinct was to attack everything you see?
I've already spared one guy in a suit. I'm not letting my guard down a second time.
Huh?
A guy in a suit. Ugh!
Eh?
He's scary.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. This guy. The outfit he's wearing.
so
We've met before, haven't we?
Curious.
I was about to say, I recall seeing your faces on this train of ours. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the two of you were standing next to each other. Do you guys know each other? Not at all. We only formally met a few minutes ago. Oh.
Anyways.
Well, you were still knocked out by that sleeping gas stuff, right?
Soybean.
Don't remind me,
Come
soybean.
again.
What?
Ugh.
Yeah, that's right, I said it. You're a soybean, just like this loser next to me.
I disagree, but we should focus on what happened on the train.
I don't know what the fuck happened, but 1 second I was on the train, the next I was surrounded by total darkness. Clearly, the place was like salt air confinement chamber. I thought I was gonna suffocate in there.
What are you talking about?
See that?
See that pantry over there?
Yeah?
Turns out the door was unlocked.
Jeez.
You were inside that pantry? When she kicked open the door, I nearly jumped out of my skin. What the hell were you doing while she was in there? Waking up. Eh?
Ugh.
Isn't it unfair? I got stuffed in some tiny pantry while this guy had the entire floor to himself. Whoever's responsible for this must have been jealous of my talent. You won't believe how many jealous bastards turn violent into this industry.
Eh?
Industry?
Hey?
What's with the dumb face? You know I am, right?
Was I supposed to?
Uncultured swine!
My name's Grace Madison, ultimate golfer. Don't forget it, Soybean.
Golfer. Ultimate golfer. Don't forget it, soybean. Oi, don't forget it. Oi, I'm the ultimate golfer.
I see.
The ultimate golfer, of course. Since the two of you were on that train, that means you're ultimates as well. What about you? Can you tell me your ultimate talent?
I'm Wolfgang Akere, the ultimate lawyer. Here's my card.
Here's my card. Yes, I'm Wolfgang Akere, the ultimate lawyer, yes. A lawyer? It's way better than being a golfer, but for such a young-looking guy, I didn't expect him to have a talent like that. His age must be part of what makes him an ultimate.
Pardon me.
You look confused. I'm not confused, I look too young. Is that what you think?
I understand.
I get it a lot. Even Miss Madison said
Whatever
it.
you say.
'Cause it's true.
Hold on.
Well, don't think you can same the thing Kames King said for yourself. I'm not wise in the way of sports, but I've always had the impression golf was an old man's business. Not that young women shouldn't take the reins. The sport's probably in need of revival. It's a tough industry, but that's cause we gotta make a fight, cause we gotta fight for recognition. Not sit around for 7 years and do F all. Seems like the average high schooler, now that I think about it. Hey, how old were you when you started college?
No, thank you.
That's personal information I don't intend to disclose. You're a piece of whack, ain't ya? I've been talking about the train. These guys seriously have their priorities skewed.
So,
You have them too?
Huh?
Huh?
look.
We're all wearing the same wrist straps.
Really?
You were busy talking, so I figured you wouldn't notice unless I pointed it out.
Eh?
Wrist strap, you say? Pff, these fuckers are more like mini shock collars.
By the way,
Those aren't mutually exclusive. I had you the first time.
Well,
So you tried taking it off, did you?
Yes.
Yep, same with you.
Actually, it was me who tried taking it off. The stupid thing zapped me when I did.
let's see.
I suspected it wasn't unique to Ms. Madison, though I hadn't tried removing the strap myself.
strange.
Equipping everyone with a strap that shocks them. What could justify doing something like that?
Well, what's the purpose behind these straps?
Soybean.
Are you daft? It's to shock us. That was a bit more English. The thing is, we seem to receive a shock if we try to remove
How
it.
can this be?
So, why aren't we allowed to remove these wrist straps? What I want to know is, who even put these on us?
The answers to these questions might be something we have to figure out ourselves.
It doesn't make sense. For me to be abducted and taken somewhere I don't know, surrounded by a bunch of strangers and forced to figure out why? It doesn't make any sense. Why is it happening?
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello?
Are you talking to me?
No.
No, look behind you.
Huh? Confused, I turned to see what had captured everyone's attention. For a second, I thought I was seeing things. Peeking at us from the corridor was a small girl. Who are you?
Is that a...
What the? Is that a fucking gremlin?
Miss Madison!
Miss Madison! You'll scare her if you shout like that! The girl had left her position by the corridor and slid into the room. Now I could see for certain that she was a kid. What the hell? Why is there a kid here?
For your information,
I am not a gremlin. Did your mother never teach you manners, you? It's rude to backtalk strangers you haven't met.
No way! The gremlin can talk!
I just told you I'm not a gremlin. If we must make comparisons, I'd rather you liken me to something more elegant. For example, a kappa.
Really?
That's not much better.
Be careful.
Please be careful what you say to her. This girl seems awfully young.
Can't you see?
She doesn't seem young. She is young. What's going on here? Why is there a child wandering around?
You know, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure I also saw you on that train. You were hidden behind some other people, so you were pretty hard to see. I assumed you were sitting down or something. It didn't even cross my mind that you might have been an actual kid.
Cowering behind a bunch of strangers, huh? Figures I didn't see it. Still, what the hell was it even doing on that train?
That's what I'm wondering. A kid's got no business with people like us.
I do not appreciate your misguided comments about my age. I am a professional, just like the rest of you.
No.
You mean you're an ultimate?
Is that really true?
I didn't think children could qualify as ultimates.
am an ultimate.
Must I keep repeating myself? I'm not a child. I'm a professional.
Jeez.
Well, what is it that you're so good at?
So you desire to know my talent, do you? Normally I decline further conversation with rude people like you. But given our circumstances, I shall be sanguine on the matter.
I am Toshiko Kaira, the ultimate matchmaker. Nice to meet you, I suppose.
I suppose.
Toshiko Kaira, ultimate matchmaker.
That's...
Matchmaker? Aren't you a bit young for something like that?
Yes, I am.
Rip.
The gremlin's obviously lying about having a talent. I bet it stuck its way into the train because I all saw the commotion. Tuh. Now the little bastard is stuck with us.
Look at what you've done.
Now look what you've done. You've made her upset.
Upset?
Of course not.
Of course not. I know better than to take a gremlin seriously.
Oi!
Oi! Don't think you can use my insult against me.
Miss Madison.
Grace.
What?
Moving on.
So if I have things right, all 5 of us were on that train. What about the other people who boarded it? Do you think they've been kidnapped as well?
Indeed.
That is correct.
Hmm?
Apart from us, there are 11 other people.
11. Counting us, that makes 16.
Correct.
That's the same number of people who were on the train.
Quite
Aha! I've been well acquainted with them.
filthy.
The only person I've been avoiding is the frustrating boy I woke up with. You wouldn't believe his manners.
And she also woke up with another person. I'm starting to see a pattern here.
As does everybody
I
else.
suppose.
Speaking of, would you like to meet the others? I think they should know about the 4 of you.
Very well.
That'd be helpful, yes.
Wonderful.
Very well. I shall serve as your guide as we embark on this new journey.
Take this seriously.
Don't sound so happy about this. This is a kidnapping, not a college orientation. And again, it's not like I would go to most orientations willingly. Maybe those 2 events aren't that different after all.
Well,
Where are the others right now?
Obviously, they're outside this building. There's an exit not too far from here. Follow me.
It's for the best.
She seems to know more than us. It wouldn't hurt to entertain her.
Let's see what this thing has up its sleeves.
Outside this building. So there's even more to this place than we've already seen? Are there other buildings just like this one? Exactly how big of an area are we exploring? Standing here won't give me an answer. I should find the exit already. Let's find the exit. Ugh! Forgot. R. Looks like the others are gone. Whatever, I work better alone. Yeah, I do. I do everything better alone. Sup? Let us leave.
You're late.
I ran right here. You're waiting?
oi!
Only because the gremlin insisted. I didn't realize you fell behind until she said something.
Unfortunately.
I'm ashamed to say the same. Say the same. Thought I said that
Well?
weirdly.
By the way, what are the others doing right now?
Exploring something else, probably.
You don't sound very sure of yourself.
Filthy.
They had the nerve to tell me to stay put while they inspected the area. If they don't want me exploring, then I guess I'll explore by myself.
Alright, sounds like she just wanted to show off.
Are you done yet?
Who cares about that? The guy's here now. Let's go already.
Yes, and then the others will realize their foolishness.
Wonderful.
Onwards to the great outdoors!
The little girl turned to face the door, but instead of pushing it open, she reached for a lock I hadn't even noticed before. The door opened with a long, shrill creak, and we finally saw what was waiting outside. Standing before us, bathed in sunlight, was a massive Romanesque courtyard.
Finally, some sunlight.
This courtyard, I wonder if we can escape by climbing over the hedges. The hedges are tall, what if we try looking for a rope?
Hold on.
I doubt it's that easy. The devices we're wearing will probably shock us.
Huh, let's see if you're right.
Soybean!
Go on, soybean. Climb the hedge.
Stop.
What the?
No.
Unfortunately, it's pointless to climb the hedges.
How do you know?
If you take a closer look at the sky, you should understand.
The sky? The sky? Yes!
Yes! Do you see anything strange?
Anything strange? No, there's nothing standing out to. Wait, huh? As my eyes tried to adjust to the glare of the sun, I noticed it. The shape of the clouds weren't normal at all. No, it's almost as if they were concave.
The sky is curving inwards.
How can this be?
Could it be? Are we looking at a hologram?
Come on.
Of course. Of this size, I mean. No way. This has got to be a 360 projection or something.
You mean the sky we're looking at is actually a video panorama? It sounded completely ridiculous when I said it out loud, but at the same time it made too much sense.
If this is a 360 projection, wouldn't that mean we're inside some sort of dome? Such is the truth I have long recognized.
That's...
Come off the grass.
Wait, you need a sky was fake? Why'd you call this dump yard the great outdoors?
It was for dramatic effect. In truth, I haven't seen natural sunlight since the moment I woke up here.
Cause for concern.
no sunlight? You really didn't see any windows in this building?
No.
No, not at all.
No windows means no oxygen. We might be suffocating as we speak.
We've survived this long. I think we'll be okay.
Hey.
You're acting way too nonchalant. Doesn't this place bother you at all? It's a dome with a fake sky. That's like something out of a movie.
So,
Maybe whoever brought us out here wanted to recreate the feeling of being outside in lieu of actually letting us outside.
Sure, if you want to make broad assumptions.
you see,
In a situation like this, making assumptions is all you can really do.
Fair. Whether or not the sky is a projection, it's not something we can do much about. For now, we should remain focused on meeting the other students. Huh? Above the inane chatter, I heard a quiet, high-pitched noise, sort of like a mouse's squeak. Ah! It was so unlike the current conversation, it automatically stood out. Hey, can you guys stop talking for a second? Is there a problem?
Yeah.
Do you hear that?
eh?
Hear what?
It almost sounded like whimpering. Yeah, there it is again. It sounds like a mouse squeaking.
Wait, I just had it.
Hey, you.
Oi, who the hell's crying? Quit hiding and come out to us. Come talk to us.
Do ignore the shrew. Her bark is worse than her bite. Her bark is worse than her bite. I'm not British.
Who are you calling a shrew?
The crying seemed to have stopped, but whoever it was refused to come out.
Can we just leave them be? If they don't want help, it's not our issue.
Goodness.
Don't be so heartless. This could be someone in need.
Be careful.
To the girl that is crying, please excuse my friend here. None of us are here to hurt you, so I think you should come out. Hiding will only make you more scared.
You think?
Do you really think that's gonna convince them? Ah!
Eh?
Eh?
Hello, I wasn't,
Hello.
How about you tell us your first name? Name first.
Eloise Tellner. I'm the ultimate fencer. It's really nice to meet you all, even if it doesn't seem like it.
Eloise Tellner, ultimate fencer.
Ultimate fencer, was it?
Strange.
That's strange. Someone who's prolific at fighting shouldn't have reason to hide from people.
That's not.
Actually, it doesn't focus as much on courage as people think. The key to fencing is the ability to predict your opponent's moves, along with having the agility to avoid them. Acting brash may get you the first move, but it's a steady, analytical mind that secures the win.
That's kind of impressive.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I get really excited when it comes to the subject, so I can't help but gush. I'm gushing!
But I have to ask, why were you hiding from us?
She stood there quietly, deep in thought.
Okay.
When I woke up, I had no idea where I was or why I was here.
Kind of like.
There were several strangers around me, and they were also panicked as well. I felt like a mouse caught in a trap. Everything around me was so suffocating.
Oh.
That's why I ran away immediately. I really don't like when people can see me like that. I can't even call my mom. My phone wasn't on when I came to.
I understand.
If it's any reassurance, it seems my friends and I are in the same situation.
Seriously?
That's probably the last thing she wants to hear. And since when were we friends?
Well,
We're not friends.
Was there anyone with you when you woke up?
Yes, but I didn't get to talk to them before I went into flight mode. I started flying! Sorry. Get it? 'Cause I'm a swan.
So this girl is just as clueless as us, and it seems she also passed out on that train. Damn it, what the hell is going on here?
Were you the only people in that building, by the way?
Miss Kayura is currently introducing us to everyone else. Would you like to join?
Maybe.
I think I want to stay where I am.
Very well.
Very well. When I meet the others, I'll tell them to gather here. That way you won't be alone. Also, if everyone's together, we can discuss our next course of action.
Yeah, I'll wait here if it makes things easier for everyone.
Many thanks.
Many thanks, Miss Tallner. Compared to before, she looked a lot calmer. Wolfgang knew how to handle the situation pretty well. Or maybe he just knows how to handle people in general. I guess it's admirable. Oh, okay, here I go. Bye, Miss Tallner. Hey, you. I was in a couple of heads with a pie in pockets.
Nice.
Nice. Looks like you found some friends.
Indeed.
Indeed. Why don't you say hello?
He looked at us and waved. I resisted the urge to wave back.
Pay attention.
Have you no manners? Talk to them.
All good.
All right, my bad. Clearly amused, he stood up straight and faced us.
Don't worry about it.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to act like a dick. Today's just been all over the place for me. Not an excuse, I know.
Humph.
I suppose.
I suppose we can forgive you. If you give us your name.
Easy enough.
I'm Desmond Hall. They call me the ultimate marksman.
They call me the ultimate marksman. I'm Desmond Hall, ultimate marksman, I guess. They call me that, I guess.
Hear me out.
A marksman, eh? That must mean you're really good at shooting stuff, right?
Right.
That's right. I have a really good eye for my targets. Guns, bows, slingshots, you name it. I've hit bullseyes with it.
Hold on.
With all those weapons, I must ask, you haven't killed anyone, have you?
Whoa!
Whoa, never! I realize my talent may leave some people on edge, but I only practice on stationary targets. Moving targets are really outside of my comfort zone.
Believe me.
Believe me, I've never taken a human life.
See.
I see. Good to know. For such a serious question, he composed himself pretty quickly. Guess this guy knows how to keep his cool.
So where's your partner? We all had one to my knowledge.
Oh, you mean the pirate guy? He was, well, he was fine. Harmless for the most part. Just a little too extreme for me to be around. In situations like this, I prefer to keep to myself. I know that sounds less cooperative, but, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oi!
Wait just a second.
All right.
Huh?
You.
You. Did you just say a pirate?
It sounds dumb, I know. I wouldn't buy it either if I hadn't spoken to the guy myself.
It's gotta be that one freaky dude on the train, right? The buff one with the dragon tattoo.
Yep.
Yep, that's your man. He went through the door over there, so.
I gotta see him.
Totally.
Yeah, have fun with that. Just saying, the guy's a little out there.
By
the way, Desmond, do you see that girl in the gray uniform over there? I told her I'm going to bring everyone here. I think it's important we discuss the current situation as a group. Could you give her some company while I'm gone?
Easy enough.
Oh, sure thing. The others are an odd bunch, so good luck convincing them. He may act casual, but being the ultimate marksman must take a lot of diligence. Always keeping a steady hand, always thinking on your feet. There's probably a lot to learn from someone like that.
Everyone else must be in the building up ahead. Perhaps they are discussing something.
My.
Let's head over and find out, shall we?
Yeah, let's shall. There's my pirate guy. Holy hell, is that a tree? That thing has to be like 60 feet tall or something.
A sight to behold, isn't it?
That's not it.
Let's not get too excited, it's only a tree.
No.
I'm not even sure we can say that.
Could you explain?
Care to elaborate? I don't quite get what you mean. Eva bent down and crushed one of the fallen leaves in her hand. I didn't hear any crunching or tearing.
Interesting.
This is a fox tree. A faux tree, if you will.
Impossible!
Impossible! How could someone possibly manufacture a tree of this size?
Look at this.
If it's real, explain why these leaves don't make any noise when I break them. If a leaf breaks in the forest and I'm around to hear it, does it even make a sound?
That expression said it all.
Quit it.
Why the hell is there a huge fake tree?
Interesting indeed.
I'd be hard pressed to find a school with an installation like this. You'd be hard pressed to find it anywhere. I feel like you'd only see this in a museum or something.
In any case,
This building certainly has a strange aesthetic. That's one way to put it. The tree was in the center of a large circular room. Surrounding it were a bunch of people I recognized from the train. These must be the others Toshiko was talking about.
Counting the two we just met, this is everyone, correct?
Indeed.
Indeed, correct.
What's wrong?
Is there something wrong?
You see?
Is everyone from our train car here? Where are the other people who were on the train?
That's a good point. There were other people, right?
I'm sure.
I'm sure, of course. The academy said they reserved that train for its students. Yeah, but did you actually see anyone? Let's see. I never left our car, but I know Miss Madison did.
Hey?
Hey?
I apologize.
You mentioned leaving for the bathroom, remember?
Pace, a bit.
I see.
Ah, right. I passed a bunch of students on my way to the crapper. I didn't talk to them though.
Strange.
They had to have heard the commotion in our car. Why didn't they help us?
Maybe they were also knocked out.
Anywho.
I doubt it's something we can answer right now. Can I just introduce you to the others
I
already?
understand.
Yes, we should familiarize ourselves with these people who are currently here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's only the thing we can do right now for... Regardless, the whole thing was pretty baffling. If the other students on the train passed out, where are they now? And if they didn't pass out, why did they not help us escape our car? I'm gonna be taking this a lot slower once I've gotten to the part that I haven't actually seen, but I have played through this already.
I'm excited for chapter 1.
Grr, glad to see you're alright, kid.
Of course I'm alright!
You gave everyone a scare running away like that. I really thought we could catch you, but...
How fortunate that the door came equipped with a lock!
See?
However, it was all worth it. Look at these people I befriended during my exploration.
I hear ya. I'll give credit where credit's due. You came back with plenty of spoils.
Oi, you.
Oi, I want to talk for a sec.
Huh?
You're a pirate, right? Shiver me timbers, ahoy matey, that kind of pirate, right?
Pirate? Pirate?
Eh?
I'm not a pirate. I'm a ship captain. There's a huge difference.
Huh? A ship captain?
I'm talking.
You don't need to be so loud. She was just asking a question.
Just a question. For a guy like me, that pirate nonsense is a tired stereotype.
Watch it.
Pirates live off stealing and causing trouble. We ship captains are nothing like those lowlives.
Jeez.
If you're not a pirate, then explain the clothes.
Do these look like the clothes of a pirate to you?
Maybe not a real one, but an exaggerated stereotype, sure.
Please don't.
It's probably for the best you leave this man alone. I take it he's dealt with our kind before.
My mistake.
I never like to soil the mood, but a man can only stand so much.
I'm real sorry.
I'm real sorry for losing my cool.
Anyway.
Okay, whatever. You said you were a ship captain, right? This guy was acting weird, but I wanted to get more out of him. I never pictured a ship captain receiving an invitation from Eden's Garden Academy, especially not someone like this guy.
That's right.
That's right. I know the seas like the back of my hand. Every river and waterway within the north and southern waters. I'm the king of the seas.
King of the seas. Hero of the storms. I am Jean de la Mer.
Jean de la Mer! You will board my boat, sail across the seas, and return the heart of Tafiti.
King of the Seas, Hero of the Storms. Isn't that Blizzard game? Do people actually call him that, or did he come up with those names himself?
Is that really true?
You know every river and waterway. Is that really true?
Yep, I've studied every map I possibly can. Of course, I haven't actually been everywhere. According to a stingy little boy... According to a stingy little thing called Border Patrol, that's known in some parts as trespassing. I may be the king of seas, but I'm not above the law.
I suppose that's good enough.
I see.
Either way, it's not like it matters much here. From the looks of it, we're nowhere near the ocean.
Leave it to me.
Fortunately, life as a captain has accustomed me to the unexpected. You lads can trust in me. I will protect you as if you were my own crew.
What now?
Protect? Protect us from what?
I suppose from whoever put these wristwatches on us. Then again, there doesn't seem to be anyone else in this place apart from us.
How's that sound?
Guess that means our only obstacle is finding an escape. Not too big of an ask, eh? All we need to do is find where we entered, then voila! Sweet freedom.
For such a simple conclusion, he sure was making a big deal out of it.
By the way...
It may interest you to know that people are gathering outside the building Miss Kayura explored. We want everyone together so we can discuss what to do next. Would you like to join?
Good to know.
Always good to keep people on the same wavelength. See you there, mate.
That guy's a prick, and all I expected.
Funny, he was every bit as dumb as his appearance. Hey, what was the Academy thinking, inviting someone like him?
Alright.
Hey, you.
Golly.
What's this? More friends?
Stop.
Let's not go that far. I don't even know your name or talent yet.
Wait just a sec.
Then let me tell you.
Hi, my name is Ingrid Grimwall, and I'm the ultimate blacksmith.
I'm the ultimate blacksmith. A real blacksmith, eh? Like shiver me timbers, ahoy matey, all that? Is it anything like how movies depict it? Have you ever made swords out of molten metal? Not just swords, but tools, armor, statues. If you can name it, I can forge it. It's never an easy undertaking, I'll admit. Sprained muscles are par for the course, but the same way climbing a mountain is painstaking, but reaching the top delivers a high you can never forget. The struggle is all worth it from the outcome.
No wonder she's built like an athlete. Her job sounds like non-stop high-intensity exercise.
So how has your kind not gone extinct? Extinct? Made redundant by technology.
Can't you see?
Aren't there ways to make specialized weapons without overworking yourself?
Well, I don't
Against
like to
modern
admit it.
machines, it's true I'm not an equal match. Because I think I'm better than them. Those hunks of metal may look cool, but their creations lack the human touch. You gotta keep things natural, traditional. That's when truly amazing things happen.
Now, would you look
If my
at that?
creation touches the heart, it's better than anything made by machine. Imperfections be damned.
My.
Ooh.
Better than machines, huh? People have always told me my skills were impressive, but I'm yet to be compared to a computer or something. How come a blacksmith can receive that sort of acclaim before me?
Could you explain?
There's always been a demand for handmade things, especially nowadays. Does your audience skew older by chance?
Old folks, movie producers, board game enthusiasts, even the occasional youngin'. These are people who will visit me.
Wowie!
It's great when I can relate to most of my clients. The excitement is mine.
Exactly which clients does she relate to?
Moving on.
In any case, are you the same as us? Were you also kidnapped on the train and taken here? Oh, I once I
Come
kidnapped.
again.
What? Did you not black out on that train?
Eh? No, I did.
Well,
Then how else would you describe the situation? Maybe it's in a surprise excursion?
Hiya!
Better yet, a surprise exam. The people running this program are just putting our abilities to the test.
Take this seriously.
That's stupid. If the academy was that unhinged, no one would continue attending it.
Let's get going!
Well, you know, whatever it is, I'm sure we'll get out of here.
Needless optimism isn't a substitute for reason.
By the way,
There's a gathering happening outside the building Miss Kyra explored. Would you like to join? We plan to discuss a very important matter there.
No, aren't you nice? I'll get right to it. Don't be silly and don't do anything silly when I'm gone.
Is that too close to my Australian? Oof. So you got all caught up in this too, did you? I remember seeing the 5 of you on that train. You're really ultimate students, huh?
correct.
Correct. We wouldn't have been on that train if we weren't.
Just making sure. I knew the education sector had low standards, but are they just handing out titles to anyone who asks?
Jeez.
What the hell is your damage?
Right, that's it.
What's the matter?
I know this bitch.
Whoa. As in, personally?
Nah, she's the heart that's been ruling my magazines. Ugh, ever since the interview with Rich People's Digest, their stupid success stories have been plastered everywhere. Youngest ever self-made billionaire, pioneer of the agriculture industry, blah!
Did I hear that right? This girl we're talking to, is she actually... I'm flattered you memorized my resume.
Huh?
Your resume? So those things she said weren't an exaggeration?
If I may ask.
This is news to you? Anyone who is anyone knows about Winona.
Winona? That would be my name, yes.
Although, many call me the ultimate entrepreneur. Origins aside, it's one good title.
No wonder she gave off such an intense aura. This girl's probably had enough money to buy an entire country. Still, that doesn't mean I'm going to let her talk down to me.
She has looks, talent, and wealth. She would be a truly auspicious match.
Interesting.
Why would a billionaire need to attend a school like Eden's Garden Academy?
I thought it would be an opportunity to make connections with the well-established geniuses of my generation.
Nasty.
Now that I'm aware of the lax admissions process, I'm leaving the first chance I get. And not because you've been kidnapped.
You can't leave. Destiny has decreed that I must guide you toward the most wondrous romance.
Nope.
I'm not really interested in that. I'd rather receive financial reparations from the academy.
At the very least, let me be your steed. With my divine foresight, I shall lead your legal battle to victory.
And not Wolfgang? After I fell asleep in that car train, someone must have carried me out and dumped me next to this tree here.
Sheesh.
Why did no one stop them? Were there no precautions in place to stop someone from manhandling a student? I'd say it was extreme ineptitude on the school's end, but since it appears I'm not the only victim,
What a joke.
well, that makes things all the more sinister. So she thinks someone carried her here. It's plausible, I guess. It could have transported us from the train by vehicle, then carried us in.
When you woke up, was there anyone with you?
Honestly?
Yep, but she was weird, so I left her.
Tuh, you're a walking stereotype.
You see?
We know about as much as you do.
You do. The 5 of us have been walking around and talking to the other students that were on the train.
Let's see.
The rest of them are congregating outside. Once we meet everyone, maybe we'll be able to figure out what's going on.
By the way...
Say, why don't you join them? I think I'll take you up on that offer. Such a relief that one of you actually had something useful to say. That girl was a piece of work, but... Given the recent happenings, she's not worth the stress. More importantly, what happened to us is too much for a single pair of hands. Someone had to sneak onto, maybe even hijack that train, plant a chemical agent, and then carry everyone they knocked out. There's gotta be more than one person behind this. A group, maybe. The question becomes who and why.
Yo! I'm Cassidy, the ultimate pro gamer. Don't forget it, Kay.
Don't forget it, Kay. Yo!
Very nice.
Jumping right into the introduction, I like it.
Yep.
Making a good first impression is key to grabbing the attention of your viewers. Especially if you have over 20 million of them. Gotta earn that watch time.
Is
Hey,
that really
shout
true?
out to my 20 million watchers.
20 million? Is gaming really that popular?
Duh, it's not just gaming, it's pro gaming.
Yo!
Yo! Facing off against opponents in front of a large audience with prestige and prizes on the line, the stakes can't get any higher.
While her talent is pretty frivolous, her attitude towards video game competitions is somewhat impressive. It's sort of like how I feel about debating.
Question.
Oh, question.
Hello?
What is it?
You guys know if this place has internet? I promised my comrades my streaming schedule wouldn't change after starting school. So I'm kind of freaking out.
Again?
Your comrades?
Hey, Cassidy's comrades. They're the biggest fan community on the internet.
She must mean her followers, being a streamer and all. It would definitely explain the hat.
Curious.
You must be very wealthy then. I've heard that popular streamers earn a lot of money, especially from subscriber donations.
Indeed.
There are many stories about young men falling prey to the infamous tiered subscription. They are rendered forever unmarriageable. Such a shame.
So how many suckers have you swindled? With such a large fan base, you must be raking in the dough.
The hell?
What's wrong with your face?
I see how it is.
I see how it is. You think the only motivation is money, don't ya? Well, duh. Why else would you be a streamer?
Bourgeoisie
To practice your
scum.
voice acting skills?
Typical bourgeoisie scum.
Whoa!
I stream for the betterment of the human race.
As the leader of Cassidy's comrades, it's my duty to redistribute most of my earnings to the masses.
You mean you give away all your money?
Yep.
Yep, I do tons of expensive and generous stunts on my channel. Most of it is for charity, but sometimes it's for random subscribers. I'm Mr. Beast.
This is almost frightening.
One time, I bought a spaghetti factory and donated it to a public school. Those kids will never have to pay for lunch again.
They've probably gotten sick of eating pasta every day.
Great! All these giveaways are streamed too. They're really popular, so I get tons of views and donations from them.
Impressive. You've managed to commodify the act of charity.
Of course, I gotta reserve some money for basic necessities. Truckload of chocolate soda being one.
Chocolate soda?
But it's not a problem for a person like me to have money, since I earn it through my own hard work.
So unfair.
The real problems are the swine who make millions, billions, trillions every year. Even though all they do is sit around, drink cocktails, and stare at their stock profile.
Bourgeoisie scum.
Bourgeoisie, in fact, I can even detect the range estate for more than Beggar Billion this very kitty. I bet they're plotting to profit off our suffering as we speak.
This girl is honestly pretty deranged, though that might be why she has such a large audience. Regardless, it doesn't explain why someone like her was invited to Eden's Garden Academy.
Anywho,
As wary as I am of future confrontations between you and the more affluent students, I suggest you head over to the building I investigated. We've been telling other people to gather there.
Okay, alright, it was nice meeting y'all.
Everyone is turning southern.
Just say something. Come on, pretty please. Pretty please.
So harsh.
So harsh. All I wanted was your name.
Hi.
Hey.
It figures.
Oh, it's more people.
How's it slipping and sliding?
How's it slipping and sliding? Hey there.
Oi!
What's the matter with him?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've spent ages trying to get this guy's name, but... Harumph! He won't say anything.
It's simple.
If he's being a weirdo about it, just ignore him. Who are you anyway? Who am I?
The name's Jet Dawson, Ultimate Drag Racer. Nice to meet you, shrimp.
A drag racer? Given his outfit, that comes as no surprise.
Aren't you warm in that suit?
Are you confused? There's a fan inside the back of my helmet that emits cool air, kind of like the fans in car seats that cool your butt.
Let's rock and roll!
Isn't that super rad? With the way he yells every word, he can make anything sound like a big deal. Only issue is, they don't extend to the rest of my suit.
Get a grip!
Then stop wearing the suit.
What?
And walk around naked?
Dumbass!
I meant wear different clothes.
So,
You should also have you should also have an ultimate talent, correct?
well,
Would you mind sharing it?
My name's Mark Bursky. I produce music.
My name's Mark Bursky. I produce music.
So, a music producer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm Mark Bursky. Aw, man, no one likes my music, though.
It's nothing.
But, it's mostly bad remixes and stuff.
My man!
No, man! Your music is wicked good!
Really?
You know my songs?
Not a chance!
Nope! Do I even need to? You're the ultimate music producer. That just says it about it all.
moving on.
I assume you two also woke up in this place, right? Do you have any ideas what might be going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole shebang did come out of the blue, but...
Let me think.
Let me think. To be honest, it feels a lot like an extreme haunt. Do you know what that is? No, I don't.
It figures.
Figures? You don't look like the type.
Hey.
Meaning?
You following?
Anyway, extreme haunts are really intense horror attractions. Think a haunted house crossed with a survival horror game.
Oh boy.
Staff will chuck you into an underground tunnel systems, trap you in coffins, anything to scare you. I'm pretty good with coffins, not so much tunnels.
That's not important.
What's this got to do with us?
Catch my drift?
You see, there's a couple places that are known for starting their haunts with a simulated kidnapping. Eh?
For real?
To make it feel as real as possible. They'll even take you when you least expect it. The thing is, they can't just jump anybody. You gotta consent first.
The hell? I'll never agree to be kidnapped.
Come off the grass.
Extreme haunts, eh? Heh. People know better than to involve me in that crap.
Well,
Maybe we consulted to our kidnapping without realizing. For example, the letters we received from the academy. Is it possible those invitations were actually consent forms in disguise?
Really?
Don't tell me. You actually believe this
correct.
Given what we've seen so far, I'd wager anything is possible.
guy? Is that really what's happening here? In accepting that letter asking me to join Eden's Garden Academy, did I unknowingly agree to this crap?
Meh.
Well, that's just a theory. A game theory! We won't know what's going on until we explore some more.
In any case,
I know some people who might be interested in your theory. Matthew Patrick is his name. They're gathering by the courtyard outside. You can join them if you want.
Adios.
Adios! Sure thing, let's go, Mark! Though he looked less than enthused, he let the drag racer take him by the arm and lead him away. Could it really be possible? Were the letters we received actually consent forms in disguise? Is this some kind of messed up attraction? What does that say about Eden's Garden Academy? Is it part of this charade? Is Eden's Garden Academy even real? I should know better than to think nonsense things like that. That music is good.
If the academy was fake, someone would have already blown its cover. It's more likely that this is happening unbeknownst to the academy.
Oops. I'm really sorry for hurting your feelings. I'll give your content a try. Who knows? I might really like it.
Nah, if you didn't like me from the start, you're never gonna like me. Hey, you two.
Wait.
Eh?
Over here.
Oh crap! New guy, over here!
Huh?
What?
You boarded the train before things went all crazy, right? Check it out! Me and the new guy together again!
Stop acting like we're friends. I don't even know you.
You're just messing with me.
That's a joke, right?
What is?
You know, that thing you just said.
Hey.
Maybe you've heard my name before? Does Kai Montiago ring a bell?
Hey.
Come on, Kai Montiago? Something of an artist, something of an entrepreneur.
Very funny.
He's an influencer, a really big influencer.
Nope, doesn't ring a bell.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Right in the ego. I thought I already lost all faith in humanity before coming to this dump, but...
Oh.
You don't recognize the dumbass?
Must be nice. You do?
Yes.
Cause the cancer of the internet. You disagree with him on one thing, I'll stick his army of underage followers on you. He's a dictator with a trendy fit.
Another day, another drama.
Dictator? Sheesh, you naysayer types are always so overdramatic.
Whatever.
Don't listen to her, new guy. This chick's just recycling other people's propaganda.
Are you done yet?
You're one to talk. Check yourself in the mirror before crying propaganda.
See that?
Yeah, I see you're no stranger to photo editing. I'm kind of impressed. No one would ever guess you to the face of a horse.
And the tears returned as quickly as they vanished. I'm not sure what I expected an influencer to be like in person, but this was definitely not it.
Don't be mean.
Hey, leave Kai alone. He may not be the nicest person in the room, but can't you see you're hurting his feelings?
Ugh, he can get over it.
Anyway,
What about you? Can you give me your name and talent?
Oh, sure.
I'm Diana Venecia, your local cosmetologist. If you're ever in need of a makeover, I'll work my magic. Just ask.
Just ask.
come again?
Is that it? You're just a makeup artist?
For your information.
Not just a makeup artist, the makeup artist.
What?
Indeed.
Diana is the biggest beautician in Hollywood. She's relatively new to the public sphere, but word of her talent has been dominating social media, enough to pique the interest of the entertainment elite. Now every A-list celebrity is scrambling to hire her.
Well put.
I see this is not your first time talking about her.
I am simply quoting my friends. They are all on Diana's waiting list.
I'm sure.
Anybody?
Why is it a shock that this guy doesn't recognize her? What about me?
How humiliating.
Why do you care what he thinks? Isn't the demographic for people like you largely teenage girls?
Hell no!
My stuff is for everyone. I'm inclusive like that.
Hold on.
Okay, that's it. Let's break this up. Diana, could you and Kai go to the courtyard outside? We're trying to get everyone to gather there.
No worries.
Alright, see you later.
But none of those guys like me either.
A makeup artist and an influencer. Were this any other academy, I wouldn't bat an eye. The Ultimate Talent program is a shell of itself. It'll hand out ultimate titles to anyone who asks. But Eden's Garden Academy said it was above that. It said it prioritized academic talent. And now it thinks I'm on par with those two? Don't knock it till you try it, bro. Come on. A boy was silently observing the space around him and jotting things down into a notebook.
Hello?
Hey, you.
The hell?
Honk, me. What the hell?
Sorry, I dozed off for a bit there.
Cause for concern.
You have terrible eye bags. Have you not been getting enough sleep?
Getting knocked knocked out on the train was the most sleep I've gotten in a week. I'm Bernard. Thankfully, that little girl woke me up before I wasted too much time.
Humph! If I'd known any better, I wouldn't have. Your terrible sleep schedule has diminished your already meager natural beauty.
The guy paused for a few seconds, then began furiously scribbling in his notebook.
Interesting. Boy, this thing's a girl with a white uniform, a man with a diaper suit.
Oi, you.
Oi, what are you doing?
Excuse me.
A very loud woman with a visor. Are you writing about us?
Mm-hmm.
I make sure to record all of my daily happenings. There's no way I'd remember it all otherwise. In some fashion, note-taking is just one of my many responsibilities.
My name is Ulysses Wilhelm, and I'm the ultimate historian. Please make note of that for future reference.
Please make note of that for future reference. I'm Ulysses Wilhelm.
Impressive.
I need a refill. Interesting. A fellow scholar much like myself.
Jeez.
Shouldn't an ultimate historian be good at memorizing
Yes.
stuff?
Yes, I'm perfectly proficient at remembering historical facts. This notebook is just for more frivolous information, stuff like shopping lists, classmate.
Oh, excuse me.
Birthdays, when to brush my teeth.
Filthy.
Such excellent memory wasted on menial trivia. You probably couldn't even remember the date of your wedding anniversary unless you wrote it down.
Unfortunately.
I think that's the same for most men.
So, what do you do as the ultimate historian? As of now, I work at the Patawamanek River Museum in Sennacomacanaka.
And so on and so on.
I think I got that exact.
I direct one of the exhibits there, the Cold War era. When I'm not giving tours, I'm studying primary source documents in my office. Now, one of you can't get any sleep. If you can stay awake while reading all those boring history books, there's definitely something wrong with you. History isn't for everyone, I'm aware, but it's important knowledge nevertheless. Those who fail to learn from history are doomed to sound stupid when arguing on the internet.
No.
That's not how the saying goes. Wow, we sound just like each other. It isn't, but I updated it to coincide with more modern values. I thought it was funny.
Right.
Humor is subjective.
Anywho, people have begun gathering outside. The plan is to discuss our next course of action. Could you please join them?
Sleepy.
Yes, right. Thank you, miss.
He hurriedly fumbled through the pages of his notebook. Toshiko Kaira.
Unacceptable!
Did you seriously forget my name? This is a most egregious offense. Take solace in the fact that I am a mere matchmaker and not your romantic partner.
According to my notes.
In a large world run by even larger ideas, small things can be overlooked.
Humph!
Fanning herself indignantly, Toshiko stormed off. Should we follow her? Yeah, this guy we just met probably won't.
Well done. We've exchanged formalities with everyone here. We should meet up with the others and formulate a plan of action.
I am an ultimate!
On our honor as ultimates! We will not be confined any longer.
What a dramatic kid. The others should be gathered by the courtyard outside. That's where I should head next. Jeez. The other 11 students were gathered in the center of the courtyard.
Any clue?
So, any clue what's going on here?
What if...
We're being pranked, 100%.
This would be a really elaborate prank.
No, seriously.
Some people have the money for it. Whatever it is, I'm killing the prick who's responsible. Unsurprisingly, they didn't seem to be getting anywhere.
Excuse me.
This is off topic, but I don't believe I ever asked your name, loud woman in visor.
Remember the name.
It's Grace, you wanker. And your surname, please?
Madison, Grace Madison, the ultimate golfer.
Eh? How do you know that?
My.
You said it in the dining hall, remember?
That's problematic.
I don't recall you being there for introductions.
However,
Maybe she was eavesdropping.
I would never!
Eavesdropping? I would never! I simply happened to overhear your conversation is all.
In other words, she was eavesdropping. Hey, if we could take a step back for a second, What was this about a dining hall?
Correct. It's inside the building over there.
Is there a kitchen too?
Man.
They got anything low-cal? I'm starving.
Attention! Be patient, will you? Introductions are still underway.
Okay, but you have to speed run them.
Oh, man.
You got it.
Gurky gaming references for someone else. The universe has been thrown out of bounds. Him, along with Grace Madison, they're the mighty upstairs president of the industry. He's known as the ultimate lawyer.
Yes, that's correct.
Hey, hey.
Oh, hey, lawyer man.
Lawyer man? Is that your name for me?
Yep.
It's either that or Wolfie. Do you like Wolfie more?
I must decline.
Stay with what you already have.
Hi.
A lawyer. Wow, it's nice to meet you. Next up, we have.
Toshika turned and squinted at me.
His name seems to be escaping me. Perhaps you might know Wolfgang Grace.
I'm not too
I have
familiar.
no idea.
Fuck if I know his name.
Risky.
He told me. I'm pretty sure it's Mark, right? My bad. I've got a habit of mixing you sort of guys together.
Oi! What are you waiting for? Tell us your name already.
Damon Maitsu, ultimate debater.
A debater?
A debater?
Ooh.
Ooh, so like a bargain bin lawyer.
Hey.
That's. What's this left?
Hiya.
Come on, darling. You can do it.
See?
Yes, share your name.
Eva.
Oof.
Just Ava? Yeah, you're just Winona.
Just like my video games.
Like the spy.
Eva Tsunaka.
That's a very pretty name.
Now, would you look at that?
Fittingly excellent. Elegant, isn't it? But let's not get off topic. What's your talent, Ava?
That's...
Now that she's mentioned it, I'm pretty sure you never told me your talent. What's up with that? I told you mine. It's only fair you tell me yours.
Ultimate liar. Cause I'm a liar, and only that is true.
I need to refill my water. Ultimate liar!
That's so funny. So, like, what's your actual
Deal
talent?
with it.
That's it.
What?
Good to know.
Didn't know lying was something you could be best at. You learn something new every day.
Are you for real?
You actually believe her? How is someone supposed to make a career out of lying?
Now.
Easy. Get a job in marketing.
It's the truth.
It's just what I am.
How can that be?
Is that supposed to be your explanation?
But that's... I mean, if you're the best at lying, how are we supposed to believe anything you say?
As he sputtered those last few words, we all turned to Ava expectantly. That was when it happened. Ding dong, bing bong. Yeah, let's go.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, sir, I
Yes?
can.
Great. Good morning, my amicable student friends.
Good morning, my amicable student friends.
First off, allow me to apologize. I realize the ride here was a bumpy one, especially for ultimates such as yourselves. But expect things to be different within these halls. Yes, it is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to Eden's Garden Academy. May this be the beginning of...
Doubt it.
Sorry, didn't mean to skip you.
Did he just say we're at Eden's Garden Academy?
No.
We can't be.
You think?
No kidding. This place looks nothing like a school.
Stop talking so
Stop
loud.
talking so loud. I want to hear this. I'm sure you're on the edge of your seats waiting for a proper orientation. But there's one more thing to do before we can meet face to face. It won't take very long. All I ask is that you enter the building across from me. From there, we can begin preparations for a formal introduction. Until then, farewell.
I must take note of this.
That was certainly interesting.
Whack.
Couldn't agree more. Whack.
Somebody explain.
Do you think he's the person that brought us here?
You following?
Yo, what if he set up the sleeping gas on the train?
Bit complicated.
In that travel bag. How do you reckon he snuck it on?
Guys.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're not going to skip that part he said about the building, are we?
He wants us to go inside.
What do you think? Should we?
Hell no!
Hell no! I'm not waltzing right in there just for me to die or something.
Die? You think we're gonna be harmed?
Hold on. If our captors wanted to kill us, we'd already be dead. What would be the point in killing us now? Reactions, I guess? I don't know. I'm not a psychopath. Unlike those reaction channels where they react to Chapter 1 of Danganronpa Project Eden's Garden.
If it calls for it, what if we walk in together as one big group? When you know someone is looking out for you, things can be a lot less scary.
Aye, she's got a point. The only way we can progress is if we face the problem head on.
Soybean.
Easier said than done, soybean.
I suppose that makes sense, but isn't it too naive? There's nothing wrong with a bit of optimism from time to time. Let's just try it, okay?
All right.
We gathered around the entrance, none of us willing to be the first to walk through. Eventually, I mustered enough willpower to push open the doors.
A body has been discovered!
Thumbnail face. In front of me lay the battered, bloody body of a young woman. You did great on that take. I'm not gonna try it. So did you. What? Is that girl dead?
Why is there a dead body? What happened?
There's no way.
Is this another student?
Holy
shit! What the shit? Dining hall people, you were in this building before. Tell us what's going on.
Dude! Yeah, why didn't you mention this other girl?
The hell?
The hell? I never even saw her.
Really?
Huh? You were there too, Bargain Bin.
Don't even. There's a floor below us. That's where I woke up.
Very funny.
And you missed a whole ass person? Yeah, right.
Hell no.
You saw her. You must have seen her. Come on, just admit it. Stop pressing me for an answer. Hold on. I can corroborate Damon's story. There was never a body. Miss Madison and I walked through this exact hallway and saw nothing.
I wasn't expecting this.
So between the time you left and the time you returned, this girl was murdered?
You think she was murdered?
Well, I don't know for sure, but what happened to her? Does that really look self-inflicted?
Oh, shit!
Oh! So there's a killer running loose?
I don't recall hearing anything when I was waiting outside. Desmond can back me up, right?
Shit. She's right. There were no screams, and no one left the building. So the killer's still inside? Tone it down, Jet. It's okay. As more panicked shouts filled the corridor, Eva silently walked over to the body.
Oi!
And licked it. Oi! What are you doing? Ignoring Grace's question, she crouched down beside the dead girl and poked her in the face. It squeaked a little bit.
You.
The fuck is wrong with you? Stop that!
Strange.
It's not real. Eh? This girl. She's just a dummy.
A dummy? You can't say that about the deceased.
How?
Nuh-uh. That's definitely real body.
You're crazy!
Didn't you just say you were a liar? Why should we believe you?
It's the truth.
If you don't believe me, inspect it yourself.
If no one else is offering, I can do it. Wait, him?
Are we ready?
Well, how does that sound to everyone?
He turned to look at each of us. I had my reservations, but when his gaze met mine, my lips instantly sealed shut. The look he gave me, it was unexpectedly intense.
Okay.
Yes, you can do it.
The pirate casually approached the body and knelt beside it. Then, just like Ava,
I'll be damned.
I'll be damned! Would you look at that? She's right! It is a dummy!
For real?
Say what?
How did she know it was fake?
You see,
My intuition. Also, a corpse would smell. This doesn't smell.
Dude, no!
as if! Could you be any more suspect?
That ain't it.
That ain't it. Not just that. There's something under the dummy.
huh?
Huh? What is it?
A tablet.
Jean rose from the ground and turned around to face us. Sure enough, he was holding a tablet.
It was slid under the dummy. There's no blood on it as far as I can tell.
Nice hiding place.
I wouldn't have noticed it if I hadn't taken a closer look. Gives the impression I was supposed to, don't it?
For real?
Hey, what's on the tablet?
Let me turn it on.
He pressed a button, and it sexually... He pressed a button, then walked over and held the tablet out for us to see.
Ah! It's loading something! It's loading something!
After a few seconds, the loading symbol vanished. In its place was a photo of a girl. The girl.
What is this?
However, the tablet hadn't finished loading. Just after that image, the victim is Kara Koskinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. She was stabbed in the torso, 28 stab wounds. The victim also suffered chemical burns to the head. The most notable burns are to her eyes and scalp. Cause of death is blood loss. Time of death is unknown.
It reads like a body report.
First, a dead body that's revealed to be a dummy. Now, a body report? What the hell is going on?
Jeez, took you long enough to find that tablet? Ahem. Long ago, a heinous murder was committed. And the victim so happened to be an ultimate, much like yourselves.
What?
Before you was a perfect recreation of the crime scene, as well as an effigy of the victim with the appropriate injuries. It was quite emotionally draining to craft that dummy. It served as a strong reminder of what was lost. She was such a nice girl, so much potential lost to violence.
What is this man playing at?
Anyway, it is your responsibility to figure out the details of her death. The surrounding area, the murder weapon, how she reacted in her final moments, etc. Oh, but don't worry about finding the murder's identity. He's already right in front of you. See that gray man on the tablet screen? Yup, that's your guy. Please investigate the crime scene and gather as many clues as you can. After a certain period of time, you'll be asked to present your findings to me. Believe me, it's in your best interest to put your full effort into this. Have fun, everyone!
Not okay!
Investigation? What the hell?
Back off.
Fuck. Enough of this already. I don't want any part in this. Stop telling me what to do.
Grace grabbed a large chunk of rock from the floor and ran over to the speaker. Screaming an obscenity, she pulled her hand as far back as she could.
Brutal!
No way! Was that the watch? Trying to destroy private property? That's us up.
Fuck.
Fuck you! Holy...
Is he for real? Is this school really trying to make us solve an old murder?
Don't say that.
Hold on, you guys. You can't just believe everything that strange man claims. Why would Eden's Garden Academy, any academy for that matter, do something like this? Even if it tried to, the Ultimate Talent Program would have stopped them.
I wouldn't underestimate the school board executives. Money can get to people's heads and make them take risks they shouldn't. This academy said it was unique. Maybe this is their version of an entrance exam.
What a joke.
They're so obsessed with being different from the competition, they've forgotten what people want.
Like they've forgotten how to be sane.
What did you say?
Would the UTP really be okay with this?
Think about it this way.
Seems pretty counterintuitive. Everyone would want to quit their enrollment after this.
And Sue.
I'm talking.
If this is the work of a separate group, why are they using the Academy's name?
As a way to hide their own, maybe? They might have even kidnapped us because we're attending Eden's Garden Academy.
So...
Explain.
Well, what if they knew we all had to board a train? It would explain why we passed out. They boarded the train before us and planted the bag with the gas.
There's gotta be something.
Because this happened on the train to the Academy, they could claim they are the Academy.
If I may ask.
Everyone keeps saying they. Isn't it the speaker man who kidnapped us?
That's not it.
It obviously wasn't just him. Seizing a train, bringing 16 people to an unknown location, that takes a team to do. Of course, that raises another glaring question. Why us? Why have we been brought into this situation? Is it because we're ultimates? It's not like anyone's specialty is detective work. It just doesn't add up.
I think I will let the rest of you handle this. I doubt I'm needed in this grotesque situation. I'll just be on my way. Yeah, that's okay. Actually, can I come with? I'd feel super bad leaving you alone. Oh!
Sure.
Sure, I suppose.
You can do it.
Good luck solving the mystery, everyone. I know you can do it.
On that note, Diana and Toshiko walked away in the direction of the room with the kitchen.
Don't get close.
I'm going with them! Screw this! Kai took off down the hallway like his life depended on it. Jeez, better than us.
I don't know.
I don't know about all this. Will that man really let us go if we investigate?
Stay calm.
We won't know if we continue standing around like this. For now, all we can do is take the risk and do as he says. Sorry, I was not British for a second there. He's right. I need to brace myself and follow the directions I've been given. As of now, it's my only way to learn more information about my current situation. I can only hope that this ordeal will be over soon. Ugh, hi, air conditioner. Investigation start. Before I do anything else, I should go back to that tablet. Go back over that tablet. The victim is Kara Koskinen. Burns. There's a lot going on here. Chemical burns, in addition to 28 stab wounds? Jesus, I don't want to believe anything that speaker guy says, but if this murder really is based on true events, damn, the killer is totally sick in the head. Our captors gave us a lot of information about this victim. To their credit, what's written on the tablet seems accurate, but I should inspect the body just in case. Damn it, it's just a doll. Damon, stop hesitating. The doll was slumped against the door, her torso soaked in blood. Parts of her shirt had been ripped open, exposing bits of bloody, indiscernible pulp. Ugh. I quickly took a step back, trying to control my breathing to avoid throwing up. It's just a doll. There's no reason to be afraid of a doll. The girl had been stabbed repeatedly. I don't need the tablet to know that. However, her cause of death, you'd think it was the stab to the heart or something, but the tablet claimed blood loss. Taking a closer look, the wounds didn't seem excessively deep. At least not deep enough to pierce the heart. If she died from blood loss, what does that say about the killer? They probably could have killed her quickly if they wanted to. Did they want her to suffer a slow death? Damn, this is messed up. Bloody knife. A bloody knife lay next to the victim. It's safe to say that this must be a murder weapon. Bloody knife. Bloody assault rifle. The initial sight of the doll shocked me so much I completely overlooked this rifle. Inspecting it now, I realized something. If the victim was stabbed, why was a rifle near her body?
That rifle. Could you step back a bit? I'm curious about something.
No.
What? No, Before I could finish my sentence, Jean walked over to where I was and picked up the gun. Hey, you're messing with the crime scene. Ignoring me, he released the magazine of the gun with surprising ease. Eh? From the top of the magazine protruded a lot of bullets.
I see.
A lot of bullets. A lot of loaded bullets.
Huh. That's interesting. This rifle hasn't even been used. Definitely a dangerous thing to have around. I'll put it down and guard it so nobody gets any smart ideas.
Better than him holding it. Damn, a loaded gun. What was going on in the killer's head? Why bring a gun to the crime scene and not even use it? Unless that gun was purely for intimidation? It's not very logical, but it'd be a twisted game to play with the victim. Assault rifle. Whoa, I didn't know I had this. Sorry, her feet look weird. Okay, I think I'll just go in the room then. My nerves are telling me to leave, but I know better than to listen. I know, I want to go in the room. Hands. Her hands were surprisingly clean, all things considered. There were no other marks or injuries apart from her nails. It looked like there was dried blood underneath them. Why was there dried blood under her nails, but not on the rest of her hand? I should check the inside of the closet now. Excuse me. Like the rest of the building, the inside of the closet was old and dilapidated. It was the last place I want to dig through, but I had to gather as much evidence as possible, otherwise I won't be able to present a strong argument.
Check it out!
Check it out! What's behind this door?
Saying that, she stepped away from the corner.
Right.
It's a ladder. Doesn't seem like there's anything strange about it. Why was this brought to my attention again?
Dude, not cool.
I'm disappointed in you.
Huh?
Huh?
So hackneyed.
You call this thing a ladder? It's so obviously a step ladder.
Seriously?
Aren't they practically the same
Pardon
thing?
me.
I have to agree with Ms. Amber. Everyone knows an ace investigator must record his evidence as accurately as possible. That's certainly what the victim would want.
Blah, a guy that doesn't even get my references is no fun to be around. I'm gonna check on the peeps outside. Smell you later, lawyer man.
She's already out of here. Did she even investigate anything besides that stupid step ladder? I don't get the reference. I'm guessing it's an Ace Attorney thing, but I haven't played those. It's a bucket. Pretty typical thing to find in a gents inside a janitor's closet. But why is it randomly lying here? There's nothing inside it, except... What is this smell? It smells like bleach? What's up, Wolfgang?
It's for the best.
We must make every effort to examine the crime scene as thoroughly as possible. Not for the sake of entertaining the people who kidnapped us, but for the sake of the victim. After all, this was based on a real murder, was it not? That was what the tablet said, though I'm still skeptical about the validity of that statement.
There might be more clues around here. I'm going to check this entire closet for evidence.
No thanks. A person like her is probably more likely to cause a murder, not solve one. Alright, have fun with that. Shelf. Shelf is packed with an assortment of towels. Many had gathered dust, but that was it. Nothing looked suspicious about them. The clock. There's a clock above the door. Doesn't seem like it works. Looks like that's everything around here. I should check the other end of the room. Whoa! When did you guys get there?
Gotta stay one step ahead.
I checked all the containers on this shelf. They're all full, with the exception of one. A bottle of bleach.
Huh?
Bleach? Huh. There was a bucket in this closet that reeked of it.
Makes sense.
That's probably not a coincidence, given this thing is supposed to emulate a real crime scene. It's crazy how much effort has been put into this. I can't think too much about what kind of situation we're in, or I'll never be able to handle it.
Golly!
Golly! These shelves are real intriguing. Take a look. Some of the cleaning brands go as far back as the 80s and 90s.
You recognize them?
Because I use them.
Why would you do that?
How should I put it?
Old chemicals do the bad job better, since there were fewer regulations about what poisonous all that. Just don't ask where I got them. Don't want to lose the fuzz.
I'm sure they don't care about her black market cleaning supplies. Wenana. That security camera, it's brand new. It does look out of place. You think it would have gathered dust like the other items in here? Did it recently get cleaned or something? My company's headquarters have similar ones installed, except these cameras are even more high-tech.
Sheesh.
Typical school, spending more on security than educating their students. That's assuming this is even the academy's doing. Is the guy on the speaker watching us? Stomach turned. Alright everyone, that's time. Look at you all, you investigated the crime scene so well. It's enough to bring a tear to my eye. Jokes aside, please meet by the elevator for the class trial. You should find it somewhere around the Tree of Ignorance. Don't make me wait too long, I might start getting zap-happy. See you soon. Class trial? What the hell does that mean? Sounds like that's the end of our investigation. Let's see. If the others were done with this, if we're done with this closet, we should go outside and talk to the others. Sup, others?
Come off the grass.
Come off the grass. What the hell is a class trial? Your guess is as good as mine. Obviously, we're going to court.
What?
Court?
What? He's going to put us on trial?
Listen to me.
Maybe that's where we'll talk about the clues we found.
Just saying.
It makes sense for our current situation. Investigation, clues, files. What else could that stuff be for?
Well put.
Good point. It does seem oddly similar to court procedures. Obviously, we're missing key suspects and witnesses, but they don't seem to be relevant to this case anyway.
Wait a minute.
He mentioned that this elevator was near the Tree of Ignorance, right? He must be referring to the room with the tree.
Focus.
Probably, yeah. It's the only thing I can think of. However, I don't recall seeing an elevator anywhere.
Just follow me.
And what are we waiting for? Let's get our butts over there. I'm British now. I'm Australian, maybe even. She keeps treating this like a dumb game. If we're really going on trial, there's going to be a nuisance to deal with.
Okay.
We might as well follow her. One by one, everyone left. I guess I have no choice but to go as well. Let's go. Do 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 do. I. Doot doot. Oh, excuse me. What's up, Gremlin? People are already bickering.
A big tree? Eden's Garden Academy? Overused religious symbolism is tight.
I really hope we get let out after this.
Oi, you.
Huh. Give me confirm, liar chick. Why are you asking her?
Come off the grass.
Come off the grass. She's clearly faking her talent.
And I hear you.
And that makes her one of the bad guys?
Who'd want to fake that, Donnie, besides someone with a secret to hide? I bet she's the one who brought us that gas bomb on trying.
Really?
And she didn't think to bring a mask to avoid passing out or whatever?
If no one else is gonna say it.
If all you needed was a mask to protect you, then...
Hey, don't look at me. I literally passed out. This helmet's got plenty of holes in it. I'd suffocate otherwise.
I've got something to say.
No, the liar chick's totally sus. Just look how calm she's been acting. She knows, she somehow knew that the dead body was a dummy, then she poked it in the face? That's not normal.
Deal with it.
I told you, it was my intuition. Intuition my ass.
Hold your horses. Hold your horses. It's not unbelievable. My gut told me we should inspect the doll. Now look at us. We're on a mission to solve her murder.
Any clue?
Where's the elevator supposed to be again? That's right. There's meant to be an elevator around here. But all I see is the Tree of Ignorance. Maybe we're missing something here. Or maybe we're being played for fools. Chuh. The base of the tree was marble dust. There's cracks all over the mask.
What you doing?
What you doing? What you doing? You notice the statue too, don't ya?
Huh? Oh yeah.
You alright?
No, what's up with the statue?
There's definitely something whack about it. I just can't put my finger on what.
Look.
The mask is broken. There's a missing piece.
But is that weird? That statue is probably like super old. It makes sense it'd be cracking and stuff.
I'm talking.
No, this definitely seems intentional.
Wait.
Like, it's crappy on purpose? Even so, it's not relevant to the elevator, is it?
Well, you know.
What about?
Maybe if we find the piece and place it back on the statue, something'll happen, like a puzzle-solving game.
That sounds kind of far-fetched, but it wouldn't hurt to try.
Sounds easy.
You saying we gotta look around for the other part of the mask? Ree! Hold on to your butts, cause I got the eyes of a predator.
Whatever.
This isn't a Never mind. With that, everyone started to search the tree again. Some people inspected the tree itself while others scoured around it. After what seemed like only a few minutes, Grace stood up frantically with something in her hand.
Oi, everyone found it.
We gathered around Grace to see what she was holding.
Nice.
Nice. That must be it. What should we do with it? Do we just stick it back in the mask?
Leave it to me. Probably, yeah. I'll take care of it.
Soybean.
Back off, Hercules. You ain't the one who found it.
Grace brought the piece over the statue and slotted it right into the mask. And then, nothing
Fail.
happened.
Oh, that was anticlimactic.
Suddenly, the ground we were on began to shake.
Golly.
Golly!
Oh, shit! Oh, are we about to die? I love you, Kai. Everyone climb aboard.
Yo!
I was right!
Whoa.
That actually worked. A fucking secret passageway in a tree. I never thought I'd see that.
The Tree of Knowledge, a symbol of sentience, intuition, and understanding, exists here only as a barren replica. The Tree of Ignorance emulates the wonder of nature, but does not achieve it. And justly so, for ignorance often aspires to be seen as wisdom.
Game over, man! Game over! Oh god! Now he's randomly spitting random philosophy randomly. We're so fucked!
Will this take us to the elevator?
What about... There's stairs.
Question
Dot,
mark?
dot, dot, question mark? There's stairs at the foot of the opening.
Yep.
Yep. What are we waiting for? Let's explore.
If I may ask.
Why the sudden rush?
Duh.
I want to get home.
Elementary, my dear.
She's awesome.
If we get over this if we get out quicker, it's simple math.
Sure.
Fair enough. So we just walk in, do we?
One by one, we approached the opening of the tree. And descended into darkness.
This is an elevator. This is an elevator.
I see. The elevator is underneath the tree. Reckless investments, I'm telling you. With a rumble, the elevator began its descent. We stood in sorry, I'm like so sweaty. I'm so hot. We stood in silence. 16 worried strangers plummeting into the unknown. Into the unknown. That's what we were after all. Random people thrown into this horrible place. And for what? Some twisted man's game? A fake crime scene? An investigation? A creepy statue? An elevator in a tree? None of this was the work of your average kidnapper. This was something much bigger, and in no way could it be connected to Eden's Garden Academy. And the elevator was square, even though the tree was round. The elevator began to slow, snapping me out of my thoughts. I stood up tall, and when movement stopped completely, doors opened. In front of us was a large circular hall supported by marble pillars. In the center of the room, 16 podiums had been arranged into a circle. Were those for us?
Welcome, everyone! I hope you enjoyed the elevator ride, even if it was a bit quick. As you can see, this is the trial room. Each podium has a name on it. Find your designated podium and stand there until I give out further instructions.
However.
And if we don't comply?
Then I'll zap you, of course. Duh.
This zapping shit again.
Just face it, Miss Madison. We have to go along with his demands.
Looks like there's a few smart ones in the pack, eh? Well, come along now. We don't have all day.
There was no avoiding it. We had to assume our places. Scanning the faces around me, everyone wore similar expressions. Discomfort, anger, worry. It didn't end. We've been kidnapped and forced to play as pawns in some inane game. No free will, no choice in our actions except to step on the train. That was our decision. And Wolfgang, okay, I'm happy. All we could do was move forward. We had hope, too, for an escape. A way to run from this twisted place. We had to solve this murder case. They're gonna voice act for me, baby! I get to rest.
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial. The objective here is simple. Explain how the murder took place. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue what you believe happened to the victim.
I think they got stabbed 28 times.
I think they got stabbed 26 times!
Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
Good luck, have fun, everybody.
Somebody, get me out of here.
If this is something we must discuss, I know a good place to start.
I know a good place to start.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here!
I think she got all the get me out of here. Good work, Grace.
Somebody get me out of here!
Ah!
What happened to her?
She's dead.
Oh, shit! They fried her brain!
Calm down. It's only a shock. She won't suffer any permanent side effects. If I wanted to see the brain dead vicar, I'd just turn on the telly.
I'm British.
On that note, please, carry on.
Holy shit. The people running this thing aren't playing around.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Right. The way I see it, the objective of this trial.
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing?
Right?
I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
You're seriously not going to contribute?
What am I even supposed to do?
What am I even supposed to do?
Put your detective hat on, buddy. We're here to solve a mystery.
He didn't investigate.
Yeah. Who murdered that dummy chick, right?
Not who murdered her, how they murdered her.
Did that tablet not explain it? Did that tablet not explain it?
It listed her wounds, yes, but it didn't explain how they were inflicted.
Probably because it's so obvious.
With the knife.
But, Miss Amber, you didn't even read the tablet.
Also, you're like incredibly short.
And I don't have to.
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
Oh my gosh, somebody help her. These guys are clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusion. Oh gosh, do you hear that? That's the sound of a non-stop debate approaching. Oh boy. Actual gameplay. Let's see if I can actually do this. During non-stop debates, you classmates. How do I play? Tell me how to play. Right click. Okay. Aim for words highlighted in gold as weak spots. Use the correct truth bullet. Spacebar to concentrate. Slow down time. F3 key. Excuse me. Assault rifle.
The mystery
was never about who killed Cora. The mystery.
But how she died.
Is that true?
Oh, I have a limited amount.
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a
No,
good look
that's
at the
wrong!
crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big, scary gun!
Oh!
That's right. There was a gun.
It said right click, didn't
You
it?
hear that, lawyer man?
Liar man! He's like, I'm surrounded by idiots. The loudest voices in the room aren't always the smartest. Fortunately, an uninformed argument is never difficult to shoot down.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara.
Do I have a
but
speed up option?
how she died.
Shift. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Get...
Look at the crime scene. But the body was pretty bloody.
What could have
This is
spilled
so cool.
that
I'm playing
blood?
Danganronpa.
Besides that big scary gun.
Right?
No, that's wrong!
No, that's wrong! Let's go! Dude, I'm so Danganronpa right now. I'm Danganronpa pilled.
Cassidy, can you stop butting in? You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with.
Hey.
Whoa, what? I searched that place from top to bottom.
Yeah, literally. Top of the stepladder to the bottom of the stepladder.
Alright, then tell me, how was a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon?
That's easy. It wasn't.
Duh.
Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity. Any smart shooter could tell you that. Right, Desmond?
They just pressed R to reload!
Why are you bringing me into this?
I'm a shooter.
Except,
oh,
the victim
now I see
suffered
why you're
multiple
bringing me
stab
into
wounds
this.
to the torso. If a gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene.
We saw nether at the crime scene.
Details. If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
Murder weapon.
Ah, she's got such a cool voice. The actual murder weapon? It's obvious. I gotta think really hard. The ladder!
I got it.
I got it.
The bloody knife. It's
The
just
bloody
so
knife.
blatantly obvious.
It's just so
It was
blatantly
literally right
obvious.
next to the victim's
It was
body.
literally right next to the victim's body.
Why so Cam's razor gotta ruin everything?
Is it Occam's? I thought it was Occam's.
Interesting. Both the knife and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
But only the knife was used.
Kind of weird choosing the inferior weapon.
Dude, somebody help Grace out.
Nothing beats the sting of a sharpened blade.
Girl, now's not the time.
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
Maybe it came from inside the closet.
Oh, maybe the gun was gay!
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
What if it's not even related to... His voice is like so much more chill and deep than I ever expected to be. Except for like when he's yelling, which is how I hear him in my head only. Oh, I'm Kai Montiago!
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
Uh-huh.
Oh no. Everyone's starting
Oh,
to yell.
What is she? She's the ultimate... fashionista? The ultimate... I'm sus of her. I'm sus of that one.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were
Uh-huh.
next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet, they did.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
It's easy to assume the killer was the one holding the gun, but I'm glad to think otherwise.
To reiterate,
Oh, okay.
And the knife were next to the victim's body. Yet they
Alright, Alvin.
Odd choice.
Christmas, Christmas time is here. Time for joy and time for cheer.
No, that's wrong! Stop that thought right there.
Stop
If we
that
keep
thought right
assuming
there.
The killer had the gun. We'll end up running in circles.
What? You think the killer was unarmed?
No, I think the killer had a knife.
They were definitely armed. With the reason they didn't use a gun.
Sorry.
Is probably because they never had it to begin with.
But then, who did?
Who did?
Easy. The victim.
Whoa, the dummy had the gun?
If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Aren't you overlooking something?
Huh? Huh?
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct? If so, why didn't she shoot them?
A stealth attack! I bet the killer memorized her AI movements.
That girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
That's not technically true. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer.
Her fingernails, specifically, evidence that shows the victim attempted to fight back. Fingernails, her fingernails.
This is it.
This is it. Her fingernails.
We found dry blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer. But I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she
I
was
like
in
her
the
voice a
hallway?
lot too.
That's where the fight happened, right?
Even though I give her my "that's where the fight happened, right?" voice.
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor or in the hallway?
Drag marks? Can't say I saw any.
But I am the drag racer, so I would know.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
You were merely jesting?
Instead of dragging the victim, what if the killer carried her?
Like all bridal-like. Like how Ava carried Damon. Wow, I got the names right.
I don't know why they would want to do that, but it would explain the lack of drag marks.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in
blood?
Blood.
It should have gotten everywhere.
Everywhere.
Those wounds were brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon. Carrying her would have done nothing to stop the blood flow.
Good point.
Good point.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was.
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
You're alright, Eloise. You're alright.
Moving on. That fight. The victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
If she wanted to, she could have just, you know.
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
There must be something we're missing. Something that explains how the victim was overpowered. And I know I'm the only one who can figure that out. Because I'm the main character. Alright, I'll look back at you. Some pieces were blue. 3 points. Use 3 bullets. We thought. So. Okay, so I still shoot with right button, I believe. Stop spinning. Hi, you're making me dizzy. Holy cow.
Salami killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I don't know, Mark.
I bet that girl didn't even see them. Appreciate the support, but you're not talking any sense.
What?
mate.
Skyrim, guys. She didn't see them coming because the bucket was on her head.
I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
Aw. Would
she
you?
tried clawing their eyes out.
What?
That's
I have to agree with
killer.
friend. Oh, wait.
By the sounds of it, those two did have
Knock
a
the
crazy
gun out of her.
tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So
Oh.
why did
Oh, I think I need to agree with that one.
Hands.
That's right. The killer rushed at her and pushed the gun out of her hands.
This sounds risky. What if she saw them and unloaded a bunch of bullets?
That salami killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
That's right.
This sounds risky.
That salami
What do I
killer
agree
pulled a
with?
fast one.
As soon as it's not a visual novel, I fall apart.
The victim mistook the killer for a friend. Yeah, that must be it.
Why would there's no evidence she mistook the killer for one anyway.
That slimy
I'm
killer
gonna
pulled a fast one
lose.
and knocked the gun out of her hand.
Oh no.
I got it.
Oh. Oh, yeah, because on the tablet it said, yeah.
John actually has a point. The victim probably couldn't see what was going on. According to the tablet, she
Because
suffered
of the
chemical
bucket,
burns
you
to
saw
the
what
face
I was
and
thinking.
eyes. That sort of injury would have effectively blinded her.
Yep.
Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
Blinded? With bleach? That's horrible.
Yeah.
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back.
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous. Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
Until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
The past is in the past, and we can't change that. All we can do is solve her untimely death, eh?
I mean, by the sounds of it, we've already figured it out, right?
No, not yet.
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much!
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded. We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
Yeah, he takes notes on the case. He knows.
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far. Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
This was never about the dummy.
However, we should think of this case like an equation. Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
Is that actually
the motive?
You're on the right
necessary?
track.
Since we're not looking for the murderer?
You speak like we have any information on
Yeah.
the killer. The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name. What are we supposed to ascertain from that? That he's a non-character?
Not every answer will be written down for you. Sometimes actions speak louder than...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the
She's
phone!
back, baby.
Grace?
What? Since when was Grace back to normal?
Right now, Soybean.
Why is everyone a soybean?
Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire. I guess all that smoke must have clouded your vision, 'cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
She's not as Australian as I have been giving her the voice of.
An elephant in the room?
That's giving us too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, it makes total sense. Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle over her.
That bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun and knife were just thrown on the floor. So it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Sure, before the actual murder took place.
And what is this something else?
A bucket?
Go on. Explain it before this dumpster turns molten.
She's really stubborn about this, but I get the point she's trying to make. Before we move on from this subject, we need to make sure its logic is completely sound. Alright then, let's put out this fire. Let me grab my bucket bullet.
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What about a container?
Why is it so fast?
There were a bunch in the closet.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun.
Yeah, she had a
So
secret
when
water
the
gun.
victim came in, pow! He squirted her in the eyes.
Hey! The ink vanishes when the battle's over.
Call the fire brigade, Grace.
To infect those chemical burns, you do something, but what? I know. Why was it so fast? I had it slowed down.
Into another bottle?
What about a container? Boom!
Got it.
Thank you, Ingrid. I'm sweating.
She's correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
Yo,
Nice,
that makes
that's
sense.
so funny.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay, cool.
Give yourself more
So,
credit, Ingrid. You're
how'd the
awesome.
killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
Like this.
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's unlikely he threw it
I mean,
on her.
not like that.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
Of course, my apologies.
I should use my brain next time. It's a good question. How was the killer able to get a hefty bucket of chemicals into the victim's eyes? Especially without her knowing. There must be some kind of clue missing here. Think, Damon, think!
Even if he did manage to splash her, the girl should have sustained intense facial burns. However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
Well, if you check the tablet, it
Ugh.
says she had burns to the scalp, too.
The old bucket on top of the door prank.
Burns to the scalp? How does that work? Unless those chemicals came from above?
Does bleach, like, actually burn your skin and, like, your hair when it gets on it? Ugh, that sounds awful. Above? Yes, that's right, above!
Did the killer somehow suspend the bucket in the air? Maybe there was a mechanism that made it tip over when someone entered the room.
Where's this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which.
Above!
Well, could mean anything.
So true.
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to. Not to mention, they couldn't have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
That's not true, Kai.
Unless you take into account the size difference.
Yeah, the size difference.
The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
The door. Let me think. Let me close my eyes and think real fast. The stepladder.
I got it.
Just kidding. I got it. The door.
I don't know how we overlooked this.
Oh, excuse me.
But I've got it.
But I've got it.
The killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
Like in those water bucket pranks people
Yep.
film?
Of course you know, Kai.
Exactly. When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her. This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
That is a possibility, yes.
Aye.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high?
You guys, you were in the storage
Unless
closet.
they were abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place something on top of that door.
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the
To balance that bucket on the door, the killer would need to reach pretty high. Was there anything at the crime scene that could have used as a boost? If I can answer that, it'll further add to my credibility of my theory. Spot selection. Deep, 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 deep.
This is it.
This is it.
There was a stepladder hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that.
You got it right this time. It was
After
a step
climbing
ladder.
it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Match point! Occam's razor!
Yeah, Occam's.
Yes, it appears our killer didn't care much for subtlety. No matter how obvious
Subtlety.
it seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
It was the only knick-knack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
Killer could have been extraordinarily tall.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far.
What we've got so far.
But I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you apes.
You can't say that.
Please just leave us alone. Oh, I'm so tired.
Me too, Kai.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, But her questions have
And
really helped our
annoying.
discussion.
Anyway, what was the killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
He obviously didn't just stand there and observe.
I have to agree, they may have been hiding somewhere, waiting for her to arrive. Somewhere nearby, I'd assume. Who's behind the door? Who's behind the door?
What about behind the door? The killer could have hidden there as the girl entered.
Wouldn't the stepladder be in the way?
Yeah, but no, not really. That was a good thought. I mean, it's in the back of the janitor's closet, but she could have seen them when they were walking in the room. Whatever.
I've got it. The killer was hiding in the back of the closet.
Yeah.
If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. I say diagonal because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward.
It didn't have to be a direct charge forward, though.
When the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
That was the last mystery, right? We must have put everything together now.
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
It's an ugly sight, but she's no victim.
Huh?
Well, technically she is, but let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun. She probably provoked the killer, and they killed her in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, no?
That's no excuse.
That's no excuse.
What?
What?
There's no justifying murder. Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
Okay, buddy.
You're emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse. 28 stab wounds. No girl, no person should ever suffer Kara's fate.
28 stab wounds!
Wait, who's Kara?
It was the victim's name! Didn't anyone read the tablet?
I agree with you, dude, but you don't have to shout out your point.
Hey, everyone else shouts their point.
Oi, what's all this about? We figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
No. We're not finished here. There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
Yeah.
I am not going this far for a fictional murder case. We aren't looking for a murderer. We're looking for answers, which we have.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion? This isn't about efficiency, this is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
What the hell?
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm in doing that, right?
Well, what was the motive? Was the killer fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
Maybe the gun freaked them out.
If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous. Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
Given the severity, I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Something done on impulse?
What if they were frightened? A spooky thing might have set them off big time.
That's wrong. There's no way this was done in self-defense.
Okay.
No matter what excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Yo, bud, you seem a little pressed.
Yeah, you do.
Silence!
Okay.
I won't allow this!
Wow, things are getting emotional. Pathos mechanic. Push check comments. Purple text. Oh, blocking my stuff. Absorb them, pressing B or LT as a controller. We're gonna check truth cylinder. On a weak spot. Push the computer with fire. Oh boy. Oh boy.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest!
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
Yeah?
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
Okay.
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you. If you have no proof.
What did I do?
Says the ultimate liar.
Was the murder justified or was it truly unforgivable? I feel like I have an obligation to find the truth.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to
sworn that I
justify.
grabbed it.
Take a chill pill, man.
Take a chill pill, man. Of one of humanity's brightest.
There's no reason to trust you. If you have no proof.
So says the ultimate liar.
Okay, now I have the empathy bullet.
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you.
No, that's wrong.
I thought that's what I did earlier. I need to fill up my water.
Expertise shouldn't be overlooked here. If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer.
I need to get a ring light or something because the lighting's bad. Anyway.
Say what?
Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly
Criminal
imagine.
mind.
He was even emotionally invested in a murder case he'd never seen before. If his lawyer's intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree. We're all ultimates for a reason. We need to trust in talent.
So true, King.
Well spoken. If Wolfgang is adamant about the killer's intentions, we should have faith in him.
Yeah, Wolfgang's clearly trying his best for us.
Let's trust in the lawyer and his bargain bin buddy.
Bargain bin buddy.
If it means going home, then new guys convinced me.
Right on! Team Wolfgang all the way!
Thank you all for your support.
No problem.
Well, Eva, do you still disagree?
Even if I did, it's not worth pursuing.
Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're disembodied voice! We figured out your stupid case! Now let us
You
leave!
didn't figure out the motive. You just agreed that we should figure it out. Yeah, me too, buddy.
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span.
Attention span.
So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the information you've learned? It'll be good practice.
Practice?
Fine. I'll do as you ask. I'll present the truth.
I'll present the truth.
We'll present the truth together.
Will we? Will we?
Let's dig into it.
Alright, Cassidy. Naturally, your medium will be a comic book. Wazda. Left key. Give me 50 pages. Gaps, hand cover them. Control panel. Okay. Where did the killer hide? What was the victim carrying? Oh, shoot. I already forget how to... Oh, yeah, okay, there we go. Where did the killer hide? In the janitor's closet. What was the victim carrying? A gun. How'd the killer reach the door frame? Going up the stepladder. What did the killer pour into the bucket? How was the trap triggered? Opening the door.
Okay. What did the victim do when they were stabbed? What was the victim carrying? An assault rifle. What did the victim pour into the bucket? Whoops, bleach. And the victim clawed at the neck. Okay.
This is how it happened. The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's
Koshkinen.
aide. Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle. That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest. He slid inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
Hatching?
Aye, they needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Kara by splashing the bleach in her eyes.
Sneaky little bastard.
I love this remix.
But to do that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the doorframe. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over her.
After completing this setup, the killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's closet and waited for the victim's arrival. The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Ugh.
Youch!
Youch indeed, Jet.
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Kara. In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case. Well, are you satisfied?
A measly 3 acts. Poor Horace would be beside himself.
Whom?
Who the hell is...
No one cares! We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
That is what I promised, isn't it? Alright, I'll let you leave this room. But before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second? This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it. However, my head, it raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
What was
Face
that all
to
about?
face.
Everybody, look over there!
It's a hot, hot man.
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants. The walls have finally crumbled.
Pickaxes, peasants!
What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land, serve it, or Will you set it ablaze? Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
What are you saying?
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
This person, his voice.
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy? No. You don't address your superiors like that.
Superiors.
Within the halls of this academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only. His Highness, the great and powerful Tozu, host of the Killing Game.
Do we need to say, like, all of that every time? Killing Game? Gulp.
Well done.
Or you can call me Tozu for short. Hey, what do you mean Killing Game?
The show must go on.
Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Quite the contrary. This is only the beginning. Of what?
Why the long face?
Isn't it obvious? You, my dear subordinates,
My blood is rushing.
are going to kill each other. That's not...
Come on.
That's not funny.
But then...
But you said we could go home if we solved the mystery.
I gave you peasants an incentive. It's not my fault you took it the wrong way. What are you talking about? You lied to us?
Rubbish.
Lied? Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm a fair man, a man who's sworn to the truth. And if I recall correctly, should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. Yeah, leave this room. I specifically said you could leave this room, not go home.
You
sneaky son of a bitch.
Not okay!
You're full of shit, man! There you go, losing control of your voice. I hear it cracking. That's how you know you've lost the argument. Logic is a cowardly thing like that. It'll jump ship the moment it's confronted with a challenge. He didn't lie, did he? He said he never lies. So when he said this was Eden's Garden Academy... Bullshit! What am I doing? Believing someone like him? There's no other way around it. He's lying.
Dude! Hey! Why didn't you tell us about your dumb game sooner?
And watch you peasants run away.
Pathetic.
I can't host a game without any contestants.
Please don't. Please don't do this. I just want to go home. Fuck it. I want to be with my fucking family. Please.
Wait, is it... Why does it say Diamond Might? I'm guessing this is her?
Please, I just want to go home.
No need to worry.
This is all Diamond... Wait a minute. There's no need to cry, Miss Tallner. We're all civilized here. No one is going to kill simply because they've been ordered to. What's this? The peasant has a rebuttal?
Let's see.
A match between unprepared, unfit players. You could hardly call that a match. In much the same way, this game you've proposed, a killing game between students who don't have the heart to kill.
Nonsense.
Do you seriously think we'll abandon our morals so quickly?
Hey!
Yeah, that's totally right! We're like super boring people. We don't have what it takes to do something like this.
Indeed.
My heart is terribly soft. Softer than the most delicate piece of mochi. When I see a fly in my room, I catch the poor dear in a jar and return her to nature.
I would never.
My mochi heart would melt otherwise.
I see.
That's your argument, is it?
How interesting.
So, what has you so convinced? What do you mean? What makes you think the people in this room lack the heart to kill? Do you even know anything about them besides their names and ultimate talents?
Pathetic.
If you do, then tell me, regarding killing, where do they stand? Are they okay with murder if it's for the greater good? Are they okay with murder if it guarantees their survival?
Is where they currently stand on the issue the same as where they're willing to stand? Go on. You've had a couple hours to get to know everybody. That's plenty of time to learn their life stories, right? Should I take that as a no? Goodness, what a surprise.
Plot twist.
Not! You wouldn't be here all dressed up in that fancy suit if you were so naive.
Such a spoil
Oh,
sport.
and one more thing. That trial you just did, that was your preparation for the killing game.
Get out.
How? All you did was make us play detective.
Plot twist.
And for good reason. If one of you is killed, the remaining students will participate in the true class trial. Your objective here is simple. Uncover the culprit if you can. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue who you believe committed the murder. The result will be decided by popular vote, and if you choose the right person, they alone will be executed, and the killing game will continue. However, if you choose the wrong person, pooh-hoo-hoo-hoo, the guilty party will be set free, and the rest of you will be executed instead. Those are the rules of the game. Everyone understand?
All of us will be executed? That's not fair! Isn't this lovely?
Really? I think it's one of our most beautiful rules. Everyone has an incentive to participate in the game, innocent or otherwise.
What's happening?
That's insane. You're treating us like pigs to the slaughter.
Such disrespect.
Nonsense! All of you have the chance to survive this game. Do you think the common butcher is so merciful?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, if no guilty party ever escapes, the killing game will end when there are just 2 students left. You may want to remember that, or maybe you don't care. It depends on what kind of person you are. Out of the 16 people here, only 2 would be allowed to leave? Survive?
Shot.
2 people. That's hardly better than if someone gets away with murder.
Well done.
I know! That's what makes it so funny! Most of you will die, no matter what, and yet, with every passing trial, you'll all cling to life more desperately.
The show must
And
go on.
that exact mindset is what causes more murders to happen. Aren't these rules simply brilliant? A perfect test of the limits of human compassion.
I have an appetite.
I
for
can
destruction.
wait to see you all in action. Ah ha 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 ha! Ah ha 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 ha! Ah! The madman's loud, tinnitus-inducing laughter was suddenly cut off by a well-timed strike from behind.
I've said it a million times, you mangy fucking
All right,
mutt.
Grace.
I want nothing to do with this stupid game!
Ow, 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 ow! Stop it!
Ow! Stop it!
Since you've made it clear you won't listen to reason,
Try listening to my fists!
I'll just make sure you have no arms to kill with!
Do you even listen to when I talk?
Do you even listen when I talk?
I'm not the one doing the killing. It's you lot who are...
Aw, poor guy. Aw.
From out of nowhere, a tiny red dot appeared on Grace's face.
Hey! Stop already! There's a...
But before we could do anything... Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! The sound of a gunshot echoed in our ears. Oh my gosh. I didn't remember that part. Holy. Grace released the man from her grip. Speechless, she moved her hand to her cheek, which had already been nicked by the stray bullet. Oh, wait, I remember her. We all looked in the direction the shot came from. The shooter stood silently by the pillar, a trail of smoke rising from the mouth of her rifle. Her mask. The design was a panther instead of a goat, but it was clear that she was working with him. You shot at her!
For real?
This is getting out of hand! Now there are two of them!
Oh, excuse me. Everyone slowly backed away from Tozu, suddenly fearful for their lives. What a shocking and unnecessary display of violence.
You think?
I was talking about the golfer woman. Cough. Well, now that you've become acquainted with our enforcer, Mara, if any of you kids try to jeopardize the killing game, such as by attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to your shenanigans.
Pardon me.
Even though she misses her shots, that was just a warning. I assure you it'd be unwise to further test her sharpshooting ability.
In any case...
Regardless, I finally have an answer to your previous question. Meh. You asked me if I knew anything about my friends besides their names and talents.
No matter.
Truthfully, I don't, but I'll continue to trust them as if I do, because they're ultimates. They are charged with the betterment of society. They've proven themselves to be above simple acts of self-interest.
We will not succumb!
Even if you trap us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure farcical courtroom procedures. He's right. Grace was trying to compose herself, still clearly shocked by her run-in with death.
Don't test me.
No matter how weird these guys are, they're talented. Do you really think an ultimate would fall for this bullshit?
That's right! My friends and I have too much to live for, and too much to achieve. We won't throw all that away for your killing game.
Don't get it mixed up.
We're all going to escape. We have to. One by one, the students raised their voices in solidarity with Wolfgang. All of them were so confident in what they were saying, so willing to blindly put their faith in each other. Sorry, this is like heavy wind outside. And for some reason, it made me sick.
My.
Never underestimate the strength of human connection!
Why did I give you Toad's voice?
I am quite familiar with this idea!
What kind of captain would I be if I can't even handle a small crew of 15? What is this horrible feeling of content? Why do I feel this way when everyone else seems so hopeful? The voice inside me was answered by another.
No.
You've got it all wrong.
The students turned their attention towards Eva, surprised by her words.
Do you all actually believe no one here will try to kill? You're really naive. I don't know how you made it as a lawyer.
Well, instead of resorting to random or ad hominem attacks, why don't you explain your reasoning? Sorry, I have to yell over the rain outside now.
It's the truth.
It's obvious. Compared to normal people, ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. Living with constant praise from the public has ruined our sense of self. If you need examples, just look around the room.
What a joke.
Excuse me?
Look.
In the outside world, ultimates will do anything to further their own goals. The same is probably true here. Once you realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape, you'll resort to murder.
Can't you see?
If you continue to convince all these people to trust each other, they'll only be more vulnerable. Unless that was your plan all along. Is it possible you want to make everyone vulnerable, so that it will be easier for you to kill them?
That's
enough.
Suddenly, Ingrid stepped in front of Wolfgang protectively.
Wolfie's done nothing wrong. He's given all of us a vote of confidence.
Yeah, it's something we all needed.
Please?
So stop trying to turn us against each other, please.
The horrible feeling grew stronger as the other students admonished Ava. It grew stronger and stronger, and I knew I had to say something. Ava's right. Huh?
No!
Damon, not you too!
I know.
Look, I get it. You want to make the situation less scary for everyone. But Ava made a good point. All of us have a clear motivation to leave this place, even at the cost of other people's lives. Whether it's to see our families again, or for the sake of our talents.
Don't say that!
No, I would never kill anybody!
That's not it.
Diana, you yourself admitted you had too much to achieve. Don't you see how that's playing into the masked man's hands? Masked man's hands? This whole "we're all ultimates" thing is pretty inane anyways. After meeting all of you, it's clear none of us have the same goals.
Hold on.
What are you insinuating? Don't we all carry the same obligation to improve the world we live in? His question angered me more than anything that had been said before. I could no longer suppress my true feelings.
That's wrong.
Look, the title barely means shit nowadays, alright? Most ultimates are just dullards obsessing over some pointless hobby. Their talents don't contribute anything of worth. The only thing they're capable of is leeching off public attention for their own goals. Ouch!
You've got to be kidding me.
Running a business that feeds millions is pointless?
No.
Some of you are an exception, obviously. But come on, there's no way the rest of you can improve the world we live in with your niche fixations.
That was very... Don't you mean the rest of us? You're an ultimate too. Yeah, what the hell makes you so special?
I could feel their words worming their way into my soul. What makes you so special? Well, I can actually achieve many things with my talent. I can argue policy, consider ethics and morality.
Yeah.
Better yet, I was the one who got you guys through that trial.
Really?
Is that really what happened? I remember all of us helping out.
Shrimp?
Yo, I see what's going on. You think you're better than us just because you can say words nobody understands. Well, that kind of stuff is relative. Like, tell me what a dragster is, or a drag queen. That's what I am. Do you know?
Humph! Watch your step, lest you trip and fall from the unparalleled heights of your vanity.
Not good enough.
I'm disappointed in you. How are you so concerned about making yourself look good when we're in the middle of a death game?
The hell?
Wait, I wasn't trying to... It's no use. It's no use! They turned against me, hurling obscenities, scowling, or shrimply shaking their heads.
Isn't this lovely?
Whew! Do I sense anger, hatred, an unquenchable sense of bloodthirst? Well, save that for later. I'm the only person who can spill blood in the courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
The elevator will take you back to the killing arena. We've cleaned up the crime scene and prepared the dorm room for each of you.
Get lost.
Thanks. Now can you get lost?
Good evening.
Okay! He returned to his podium with the masked woman trailing closely behind. The bizarre mechanism that brought him into the room lowered the two of them into the ground and out of sight.
Hey.
Still, we're not going to kill anyone, right, guys? No matter what happens, we're all gonna make it out of here, okay?
It was only when the madman had left that reality truly began to set in. I'm trapped in a killing game with people who despise me. How did this happen? I just wanted to help. I wanted to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily. And now I'm being treated like the bad guy. Duh. Wow, wait, look at all their poses. What is Eloise doing? She's hitting a dance move. Oh, look at little Mark over there. Is Grace cry? Oh no, she's holding where the bullet grazed her. Oh jeez. Okay, but Kai is crying. Will these people practice what they preach? Will they really refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. For better or for worse, it's me versus them. So cued the beginning of the end. The beginning of an unfathomable nightmare, an unrelenting despair. The beginning of the killing game. Bean-in-a-new. Aww. Damon's so cute. To be continued. Oh, cutscene time. This looks so good. Damon Maitsu. Carlito Lopez. Way to go. The Lusical. Rhinako. Hannah Maggers. Aji. Brooke Yue. Jacob Plord. Hey, that's me. Fazacham. Not really. Snowish. Oh gosh, Dezon. Ah, this is so cool! Wait, you could kind of see the drag racer's eye in that photo. Don't eat it! Dakota Farsworth, Stan Stanpai, Maddie Gosshorn, Lumi Sao, Dylan Hernandez, Sabrina Twyla. You guys are all so awesome! Yo, Project Eden's Garden, are you hiring any more voice actors, perchance? Maybe want a special guest? Kevin Gerard. Mara. She didn't have a voice actor listed. Interesting. Do they have her cast yet? Or does she not speak? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Was that a sneak peek to this first chapter? Because I saw somebody dead. I don't know who it was. Beneath the veil of hypocrisy. Oh my gosh. I bet you guys could hear my leg twitching the entire stream. Chapter 1 is here. I will get to chapter 1 soon because I am so excited. I haven't actually seen any of chapter 1. Okay. Oh man, they're actually gonna kill some characters.